You understand? I talk about porn probably more than any man talks about anything.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the GameOverGreggy show. Another walking intro from us. I'm Greg Miller. This is the producer/loser, Nick Scarpino.
It's been a long week already, Greg. It's
I
only
know,
Tuesday.
right? It's Tuesday.
Yeah.
Last week was the worst because it was 4 days, and I remember, man, this week's gonna go so fast. And I woke up on Thursday and I go, "How the fuck is it not Friday?"
Yeah,
I was like,
for
what is
real.
happening? I was just getting like this again.
Yeah, it's been. I'm losing time here. I'm losing time.
Yeah.
We woke up today and everyone was like, "Happy birthday," and I was like, "Oh." It's our birthday. You said happy birthday, and I was like, "Is it my fucking birthday?"
No.
Is it your birthday today?
No, it's not.
It's
My
Kind of
birthday's not
Funny's
till
birthday.
January.
We're recording this on
It's
September
one of Kind
15th.
of Funny's birthdays.
All right.
It's the refounding, the
See,
rebranding.
I like this. You know when you start dating a girl and it's like, okay, which anniversary are we
Right.
going to do?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
And then she expects you to buy her stuff on the day you met, on the first time you had a date, on the first time you had sex.
The
on
bang-a-ranga.
When you decide you're officially boyfriend and girl, you're going steady.
Right.
as
I would
they say.
actually celebrate the first time I had sex with a girl.
Yeah.
I would celebrate that.
That's
But
good.
we haven't clarified, of course. Kind of Funny it rebranded on September 15th, 2014.
Yes.
However, our birthday, honestly, is January
January
5th,
5th.
when we went out into the world on our own to chart our own fortune.
Yes.
Over here at the Pier 1, Tim Gettys.
Hello, guys.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
Your breath still fresh? It was really fresh
probably
earlier
not
today.
at this point.
Okay.
My breath's only fresh for about 2 minutes, approximately.
Colin Moriarty is dead, so standing in for him, Danny Shephard.
Hello. Thank you.
Danny,
Thank
where would
you.
folks know you from?
You may know me from my channel, Ismahawk, and I also play Nightwing in our YouTube fan series, Nightwing the series.
That's
Which-
an undersell, though.
It's an
It's
undersell?
just
Should I-
YouTube fan series, Nightwing the series. It's like, it's not just a fan, it's a legit thing. It's
Oh.
fucking cool.
Thanks,
It's
dude.
very
Because
legit.
I played Captain America in a YouTube fan video called Avengers Boy Band, but there's a big difference there. That
Yeah.
doesn't mean shit. This was like a legit thing that you kickstarted. It made a shit ton of money. You got to make it. It came out. It's awesome. How many views does it have?
Well, the first episode has about 2.7 million.
Fuck you.
The whole series has around 8 million, roughly, I think.
And it's
Thank you.
out. That means
Actually-
you can go watch it now. This isn't
Right
one
now.
of those, I'm making a Nightwing thing. You'll
Kevin's
see it
putting a link
eventually.
to it on the screen right now. He's actually he's gonna put a clip in right here. Wasn't that clip awesome?
Wow,
Wow,
that
that
was a
clip was
Great
amazing.
Thanks, Kevin.
Was it this Deathstroke one? Or was it this one of Danny talking to Barbara Gordon? I don't know. Any of those clips would have been great.
You know what's funny is I appreciate all the hype you guys always give me, but it's actually because of you guys that
No.
yeah. When you invited me to Up at Noon, because Greg invited me to be on Up at Noon, and after we did that interview, like my fan base, it exponentially grew, and I think we got like 30,000 subscribers just that
Damn.
week.
That's
so,
awesome.
Yeah, you were like, go subscribe, Danny Shepherd, and you didn't think people actually did it. Do it. They listened to you.
Yeah.
Now, here's how I know you're lying, because nothing good came from Up and Noon.
Oh,
Just period. No,
Hey,
I'm
man.
joking. I'm joking. That was cool. I mean, I think you got in contact with Greg first, right?
Yeah, he
And
ran up
then-
to me. He ran up to me. I'll never forget this because we're at VidCon, and I'm walking around VidCon. I think it was Steimer and I.
Yeah.
And you ran up and you were in a Nightwing shirt. Your
Yeah.
Nightwing logo
Yeah,
shirt.
yeah.
I think I might have been in it. Was I in a Batman shirt too? Of something maybe? I forget.
I
There
think
was,
you were wearing a Batman Beyond shirt.
there we go. And you ran
Yeah.
up and you're like, oh my God, Greg Miller, that's so cool to meet you. Da, da, da. My name's Danny. These guys behind
Exactly how
me.
you
We're
sounded.
working on this. He was super excited. He was
Yeah.
super excited. And we're working on this Nightwing thing. Let me show it. And I'm like, oh, do you have it? Can I see it? You're like, you want to see it? No problem. And he brought out his phone and showed it. And we are in the blazing hot Anaheim sun. And the screen just looks pitch black. And I just looked at him like, yeah, that was awesome.
See,
Totally.
what's funny is the next day we had the exact same experience, except we were in VidCon, and Danny comes up to me and Nick.
That wasn't
Yeah.
the same day. That wasn't the next day. That was the same day.
well, the same-
That was roughly 2 hours after I had seen
So this
Greg.
motherfucker hopped up on Mountain Dew. He's just so excited. He sees me and Nick. He runs up to us and starts talking. And the funniest thing was, me and Nick. You know, Greg gets freaking people talking to him all the time. Back then, you were one of the first people to like recognize me and Nick and like really like stop
true.
us and talk to us. And
Yeah,
do that
yeah,
whole thing.
yeah.
So we're like, holy shit, this is crazy. You were freaking out about us, which is comical.
Yeah, dude, I'm legitimately a fan
Which
of
is
what you guys do.
so funny. But the best part was you were like, oh yeah, I'm doing this Nightwing thing. You were just like, because you had just talked to Greg about it.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you already had the spiel in your head. Like, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. And me and Nick are just like, holy shit.
This
Like,
guy is just fanboying out
Yeah.
way too hard
But
right
what
now.
was really funny was that then you're like, oh yeah, let me show you the trailer. And like, that's usually the telltale sign where we're just like, oh, like I don't want to have to fucking watch this thing. I don't want to have to be mean to you. Or
Because
like, I don't
what
wanna
if you
lie
don't
to
like
you.
it? What if you don't like it?
Well,
That's always the
just
concern.
Real talk, this sounds fucked up, but chances are I'm not gonna like it. Like chances are it's not gonna be good.
Well, no, okay, it's not. It's one of those things where you're not gonna be impressed by it, right? Like I always appreciate people's efforts, no matter what.
no, for sure. But there's a difference between
but
appreciating
there's a
efforts
difference
and it
between
being
you showed.
good.
I was like, holy shit, this looks really fucking
Well,
good.
that
The
was the
choreography
thing.
is actually good.
Like maybe 15
Cool.
seconds
All right.
into it, me and Nick like look at each other like, oh fuck. It was
I was
one
like,
of those
this is pretty
moments that we
good.
were blown
Yeah.
away.
I remember getting
Because I
back to
couldn't
my
believe it
hotel
was
room
good.
and like finally, I was, oh yeah, that Nightwing thing. I looked at it, I was like, holy fuck, this looks really good. And I like took
Thanks,
your card
man.
out and I was like, hey, do you want to do Up at Noon? Yeah.
Yeah, I think there was. I mean, what I'm impressed with your work is that you sort of know and this is going to sound initially negative, but follow me on this one. You sort of
right.
know your limitations with what you have, right? And
Yeah.
you push that a little bit, but you're really good at working with that.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's where a lot of, and sorry for the term fan films come through.
I mean,
But yeah, but you know, a lot of films try to bite off a little too much more than they can chew,
Yeah.
and they end up falling really, really short. I think you guys are really good at knowing what you're good at,
Yeah.
and playing to your strengths,
Yeah.
and then kind of not trying to do crazy over the top sequences where you're like one shot looks great and the rest of it looks like shit.
yeah, like
you
we
know?
try to fight on top of a dam and the whole thing is in CG and like the whole thing's green screen and we're just fighting on top of a dam as the water's falling. That was originally in the script. We took it out.
Was it really? Holy shit!
On the Bloodhaven Dam.
Yeah.
But I feel like, I mean, again, I can't. Everyone goes through that process, right?
yeah.
We've anytime we do anything creative, it always starts like let's capture
Yeah.
the world, and we cut it down to like just a little tiny,
Yeah.
little bit more manageable
absolutely.
thing. But yeah, I mean, it's really cool, and obviously you guys you're really good at the physicality of it, you're really good at the combat of it, and so you play to those strengths, which is cool.
We had a really awesome stunt team. I can't take really any credit for that. They taught us some really cool choreography and I had a cool stunt double who was doing like a lot of the flips and stuff. So got to give him credit for that. But yeah, it was
No,
we had
he gets no credit for that. It's all you.
That was you flipping.
Yeah,
As
that
far
was
as I'm
me
concerned.
doing all the flipping. I did like 99% of the stick stuff though.
That's good.
A lot of the screamo work. But
Kevin, we've decided no one can see Kevin, of course, because
He's our live studio audience who laughed at stick stuff. That's what got him.
Well, it's like dick stuff.
No, that's not what it is.
I went sexual with it.
I
I
think-
did 99% of the stick stuff too. But that's just me.
I do 100% of my own stuff.
What I used to always say, when I used to
both
do my
hands.
Mario impression in high school, would be, "Wahoo! It's me, Mario. I climb on your bed. I fiddle with the joystick."
Oh my god.
Because, like, remember, of course, the N64 controller had that one weird joystick.
Remember, of course.
Now you understand the
How could
context
how could one
of
forget?
Mario touching your dick at
Hey,
night.
I'd let him touch my dick.
No,
He's
you wouldn't.
famous.
He's famous. That's it.
That's it, man.
Danny's
I let all
famous.
famous.
That's
I
all
know
it takes.
Danny touched my dick
You
earlier.
guys are way more famous than me.
No,
We don't have
Danny,
8
I don't know.
million
You,
views. on
On anything.
we don't have
anything.
anything that has 8 million views.
I
think-
just put it right
I
there.
think-
I mean, I guess you could say the GameOverGreggy show has 8 million views.
Yeah, no,
It's got like,
that-
yeah, it's counting.
that's
Counting.
a cumulative 8 million.
Yeah.
Sure, but yours is something like you took creative energy. Ours is for the first 50,000 views, or was everybody drunk?
Yeah. And also,
Right on.
no, not to downplay our efforts, but I
not
think
at all,
you guys
man.
are forgetting our best piece of content, which is the Fast and Furious live stream
Right.
that Greg did like 8
Right.
years
That
ago.
has a million views
has
on its
to be
own.
at a
That's
million
right.
views
Yeah.
right now. And so many bad comments on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck
It's just
you
so
guys,
funny
this
to
is
really
not
think
Fast and
about
Furious.
that is the source of this whole channel, because the Fast and Furious really has influenced everything.
Oh, Jesus.
That
God.
the
If you
world
didn't
has ever
know,
done.
ladies and gentlemen, this is the Game Over Greggy show each and every week. 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather on this table, each bringing a random topic of discussion for your amusement. If you like that, head over to patreon.com/kindafunny. Toss us a few bucks and get every episode early. If you have no bucks to toss, no big deal. Go to youtube.com/kindafunny, where we break it up topic by topic, day by day, until we post the entire show as a video and MP3 on the following Friday. Danny, you're a fan? You're
I'm
a
a fan.
friend.
I'm a fan
You know
and a
that.
friend.
You know that. We bonded at Apache's a long time ago.
We did.
You didn't tell me ahead of time that you had some problem with the dairy, so you took all
yeah.
these pills so you didn't die eating this pizza.
That's
you could
right.
have just told me don't eat the pizza.
I can
Pizza's
eat-
not a good thing to eat for
I
me.
can eat the pizza. I just I have to eat a pill first, so it doesn't ruin my day and the days of others.
Now, you get to go first with the topic, of course. So what's your topic?
Awesome. My topic is I've been doing a lot of like reflecting lately, especially as our channel grows and as our show grows and our fan base grows, and And I've been thinking a lot like the internet has completely changed the game for people like me and for people like you guys.
Yeah.
We've been able to achieve our dreams and make our dreams come true and accomplish like amazing things. And not just us, but like anybody on YouTube or like people like people like Freddie Wong Quarter Digital, all doing these like such amazing things. And the internet has completely, changed our lives. And I just wanted to see how that affected you guys in terms of like making your dreams come true and like following your passion.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because like you go back even 10 years ago and we talk a little bit about like gatekeepers, right? There were a lot of gatekeepers to your success, right? If you wanted to do something like what we're doing right now, well, I guess you could do a podcast 10 years ago, but if you wanted to put out video, it would have cost you a lot more money to do that, and you would not have made your money back on that.
Yeah.
So the tools that are out there right now, I think the number one thing for me that it's taught me is that there's no excuses anymore. Not that I ever believed there was, but like especially working with these two guys and working with Colin. Well, Colin has a lot of excuses for things, but these two guys specifically.
Colin has lots of.
Let's back up.
I don't know if I'll play Metal Gear Solid 5 because I haven't played Metal Gear Solid.
Fucking slap the beard off your face, you Long Island piece of shit.
He's coming for you. I can feel it.
He's not here.
He's coming.
Y'all talk so much
right
crap
now-
about me when I'm not on Colin McGregor.
Oh, we talk mad shit. We talk mad shit about you. It's just fun. It's what we do. It's how we keep each other around. No, but truly, there are no excuses anymore. If you want to be a creator, if you want to go out there and make something in the digital sphere or realm, you got no excuses, man. Other than you're just
Shia LaBeouf once said.
As stupid as that video was, the messaging behind it, although again stolen from Nike, because he steals everything from everyone. That's the running joke.
Shia, don't take it like that.
Well, stop stealing people's work, Shia.
Shots fired.
Good actor, though. Terrible movies.
What about the second Wall Street? He was good in that.
No,
What
actually,
about that
he was
second
good in that.
Transformers?
I was about to say
Bring shit
that.
out.
Actually, I'm not gonna get into that.
What about
I think
Indiana
he's a
Jones?
phenomenal actor, but
Even
his sentiment behind that was very, very true. It's like just stop talking about tomorrow. Do it today. Start today, and that's what we always tell people, right? When everyone's like, "How do I get into what you're doing? Like, how do I eventually do what you guys are doing?" I'm like, you don't even have to eventually do it. What they're saying is, how do I do it on the scale that you're doing it?
Yeah.
And the answer to that is always the same. It's the answer you always give, which is start doing it now and just be consistent. And 5-6 years from now, if you're smart about how you're marketing your content and you're thinking a little bit outside the box, you can. There's a possibility that you'll enjoy the success that we're
I think
enjoying.
that, and coming from me saying all that, that's like the most ironic thing in the world because I am the opposite of that, and I always have been. Where I am Mr. Plan, I am Mr. Strategize. I want everything to be perfect and lined up. Well, I don't want to shoot this because I know that a better camera's coming next year, so I'm gonna wait for that. I'm gonna
I
get
know that a
everything
better
ready for
camera's
this,
coming
but
next
then I'm
year.
gonna do that. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like for the first half of my life, that's more than that. It was just that's how I lived and that's how I did all my work. Now that got me where I am here, but I'm only here because of motherfuckers like Greg, who is the opposite of that. And Greg is
100%
do it.
opposite.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it now. I was doing it yesterday, so I'm just fucking doing shit. And I feel like with us, we kind of just meld that together. I feel like me and Greg are on the polar opposite ends of that spectrum.
That's why we
you
hate each other.
know how to get shit done, and then Colin is is the shit that needs
He's the
to get
voice of
done.
reason sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
Where, yeah.
That's a good way to put it.
He's like, should we be doing this? And we're like, and then Greg's like, well, I'm going to do it. And we're like, well, Greg's going to do it, so we're going to go with
Yeah.
him.
You got to have
Figure
that
out a way to do
perfect
it.
balance between the two of like that planning and then the just doing. You got to, I mean, that's what I feel like me and Jeremy, my partner who makes videos with me on my channel, we do. He's very analytic, but he's also very in the moment. And I'm also a strategist and like to plan everything out to the T. And we balance each other out just like you guys seem to.
Yeah, it's hard because what Tim's talking about, I have both sides, right? Where at the end of the day, you do have to get shit done. And there's that old parlance that perfect is the enemy of the good, where you just have to. You can't strive for perfection, and you'll never finish.
Yeah,
that's just the way it goes. And that also, I feel like that's another big kind of uphill battle that we fight though all the time is that we have to churn out content. We have to keep making content. And I would love to spend more time doing like bigger projects like that, but it's so hard to compete now. And so in many ways, it's the barrier to entry is zero to doing what we're doing and to be having success on the internet. But with that zero barrier comes a wave of competition and a wave of people that. I feel like the time frame for trends and for for just the world in general is sped up. Right. And so like every time I think I've got a grasp of what the zeitgeist is in online video, it's gone. You wake up the next day and some kid's got better hair and he's doing it out of a house and you're like, I don't understand. We got good hair. We're doing it out of a house too. It's like, oh, this kid's like 14 though, dog. And he's like British. And you're like, well, shit.
Well, he wins. Then.
He
That's how
totally
that works.
wins,
That's
right?
how
He's got the tween girl community.
Yeah,
And
I
that's
mean-
that's a big community. But that's the thing, though. I think the competition isn't necessarily just the other people doing it, but it's the time too. And
Yeah.
it's the competition is the grass is always greener mentality.
Well, it's true. That's very true.
Because looking at him, it's like I look at him. I'm like, I wish I was you. I wish I was out there just making just cool videos.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just working on big projects that the goal is getting
Millions of
500,000 views,
Right.
a million views, whatever it is. And every time you
Right.
get that, you just want more.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
Because you were trying to do something fucking awesome that
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
love. Whereas what we're doing is different than that. You know?
Yeah,
what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
we do more stuff where it's more just it's our personalities, right?
Which,
and I love that too.
I mean, you guys have one of the most awesome, loyal communities I've ever seen on the internet. I'm a part of it, so I mean, like that's how I see, that's how I know. That from the other side as well. I mean, you just talk about me fanboying out at VidCon. I mean, you guys have created this entire the beginning to what seems like an empire, and even if you guys don't see it, I feel like everybody else out there can. So I mean, like you guys got a splendid thing going right now, and I can't wait until you guys start turning out that type of content.
I mean, so that's the cool thing, though, is it is just a timing thing of one
Yeah,
day
yeah.
we will, one
Yeah,
day
yeah,
when
yeah.
we get there. And in the same way with you, you're doing your podcast
Sure,
as well.
yeah.
So it's like you're doing your big tentpole content. So
Yeah,
you have the
absolutely.
Nightwing thing. You also do 1 minute matchups, which
Yep.
is like the
It's like
explain it.
It's sort of like a grab two characters, battle to the death in live action. The 2 episodes we have so far are Deadpool versus the Deadpool from X-Men Origins Wolverine, so Weapon 11, and then Green Arrow versus Hawkeye. And the 3rd episode we're working on right now is Flash versus Quicksilver.
And they're fucking awesome.
Now,
But
the
so
la-
in addition to that, you have the podcast.
Yep.
What's your
Hawk
podcast
Talk.
called? Hawk Talk.
Hawk Talk, where we talk about geek stuff, nerdy
Hawks,
stuff.
just talks.
They're just talking about
Ever
hawks.
seen a
That's
red
it.
tail?
Someone's like,
Man,
I really like
they're
a
the
falcon.
best.
Have you
I
heard
really like
the
Falcon.
screech of a hawk? It's like... That's it. Sorry. Okay.
It's a great podcast, bro.
So yeah.
I was enthralled. I wanted more Hulk.
Yeah.
But
What
the biggest honor I remember is when you put out the first episode of Hawk Talk.
Yeah.
I looked at it. It looks exactly like this show.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, have you guys seen?
Yeah, I've
like,
seen
pictures?
it.
It's hilarious. Like, it's
They have
this
way more
setup-
people.
No.
There's 4 of us.
You just put up a screenshot today with Jeremy screaming. That's way more than.
Oh yeah, we usually have
So,
like
fuck you, Tim.
We have a 5th person actually quite often.
Yeah.
4, sometimes 5.
4 sometimes.
I think theirs is 5, sometimes 4.
All right. Well, the first episode was 4 people.
Yeah.
Sitting just like this with lower thirds. It was just like, and with posters and stuff in the back, and it was just like, that's awesome. You know, we were talking about this earlier, that it's about iterating and it's about seeing things you like.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, oh, they nailed it. So it's like the whole planning thing and the just doing it, that kind of combines it. It's like, well, that guy already planned.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to do that.
Yeah.
My way. Right.
Right,
And then
right.
just keep going
Yeah,
from
yeah.
there. And I think you guys are fucking nailing it.
Thanks, man.
What I find interesting is the fact that you both jumped to the end. Like, how did the internet change your life from the beginning? I think the question is more fascinating from that. Like, you know, I remember growing up feeling like, I think I'll be famous one day, but not knowing what that meant and not wanting TV or movies or anything like that, right?
You just thought that?
Yeah. Well, how about you joke around with Kevin some more off camera? Because that's really entertaining for them watching. You shut the fuck up and sit there. Eat your
be
shit.
fair, I
Kevin,
wasn't
turn off his
joking.
microphone.
To be fair, I wasn't joking. with
Thank you, Kevin. Turn off. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you. Thank you, Kevin. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, I remember I was going to be a writer. I was going to be this. I was never going to be on camera. And then even coming out here to work at IGN, it was that I was going to write, not do podcasts, not that I was going to do videos. So, like, for you,
Yeah.
where did you trace this all back for you in terms of, like, your trajectory here?
I remember it like it was yesterday, man. I remember the pivotal moment in my life where I was like, I know exactly what I want to do. And I actually didn't find out. I'm jumping ahead. So I was like 8 years old. We were watching a movie with my family, and my dad. It was something with Leonardo DiCaprio, and I turned to my dad and I'm like,
Titanic.
Dad, it might have been Titanic.
Basketball
I think
Diaries.
Growing Pains.
The movie.
it might have been Growing Pains. I freaking love that show.
Yeah. What up,
and
Ashley?
Juliet.
But I remember turning to him and be like, Dad, it seems like it's so cool to be an actor. How much do they have to pay to be an actor? And my dad laughed at me and he said, No, Danny, that's their job. They actually get paid to do that. And I was like, they get paid to do that? They get paid to play pretend
Yeah.
and to be famous? They get paid for that? And he's like, yeah, a lot of money. And I was like, that sounds like a dream. And I was like, from then on, that's what I wanted. I mean, I found out later that my dad, he never really told us about this, but he actually went to school for acting. He went to school with Mark Hamill. And,
Really? Heard of him?
Yeah, that he's just this. I don't know. He might have played Luke Skywalker.
Trickster on the Flash, his biggest role.
Yeah, the trickster. And he kind of like stopped because he looks a lot more Middle Eastern than I do, and the industry just wasn't
ready.
It wasn't ready, and the only roles he was getting are terrorists or any like garbage like that, and the internet and YouTube has allowed me to all I wanted since I was that age is to be a superhero, and nobody was making me a superhero.
Right.
That wasn't happening on its own, and the beautiful thing is I was like, hey friends, I want to make a superhero video and I want to play the superhero. You guys down with that? And people were like, yeah, totally, let's do it. And I mean that wasn't possible before now.
Right.
It wasn't possible at all. And like that project is a dream come true. And the fact that people see me as a superhero is a dream come true. And
not only that, but people give you thousands of dollars to be that superhero.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
I mean, yeah.
Going on there and asking for backing and asking for people's help and people actually coming through for that is cool. And that's one of the things that I just can't. I'm blindsided by every day. You just wake up and the support that people give, the sort of blind faith support of like, it's not even a matter of like whether or not they like your content.
Yeah.
That's almost secondary.
Yeah.
It's, I like what you're doing. I don't have this, like my circumstances for one reason or another don't allow me to do that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to help you do it. I'm going to help you achieve your goal, and I'm going to watch this process. And to be honest, I think a lot of people, myself included, almost derive more entertainment from watching the process than the end product.
Oh yeah.
If that makes sense. And that, and like in your case specifically, like it's been really awesome watching you do all these things. And then it's out. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta remember to watch that. But like just following you doing all this stuff, it's just been kind of fun because for me, it's the creator's journey is a lot more. It's just I think a lot more fun more often than not.
The journey's always the most exciting part.
It is. It's true.
Wake up one day and you realize that you made your dream come true, and you're like, holy crap, man, this was. We fought for this.
Mm-hmm.
We bled, sweat, cried for this, and it's finally starting to come to fruition, and that's super cool.
Yeah.
And I mean, you guys have your entire platform is again being funded by Patreon, which is this relatively new thing. Crowdfunding in general has completely changed the game for people like us. Nightwing wouldn't have been possible without Kickstarter. Would Kind of Funny have been possible without Patreon?
Not on this level.
Not like
no,
this.
that's what we
I
talked
mean,
about
it's
right
different.
now.
It
It's the
separates
anniversary
us.
today of the fact that we launched that first Patreon. And when we launched it, I tweeted today, like, in the first 24 hours, everybody proved that we could go off and do this. Because we had been kicking around forever of, like, when do we leave? What do we do? And over that summer where it was like, maybe we'll give it another year and a half. And then we did that Patreon. I was like, wait, people are willing to give us this much money knowing that we have great jobs.
Yeah.
Like, what if we only did this? Like,
Yeah.
what do we have to do to make
The crowdfunding stuff, man, in general, like it's such a revolutionary thing, not just for the internet, but I think for entertainment in general. But even taking that like way back to the beginning of my experiences with the internet, I think the internet has completely formed the person that I am.
Oh yeah.
Like whether like all my tastes in everything and just like my moral beliefs, how I view things, my understanding of everything, whether it's the movie I just watched or the conversation I just had, you can always find out more and you can just Google things, And like figuring out, like looking at reading forums and downloading music, like Napster. I think Napster is single-handedly like the most important thing that ever happened to me because it allowed me to search for my own things that I liked. I could search for anything I wanted, things would come up, and I could download it and decide if I liked it or not. And it wasn't because TRL was telling me; it's because I was deciding.
Sure.
Yeah.
And that
Now,
power.
to be fair, did you go to TRL also and just be like, let's compare and contrast?
No, because I mean,
I'm joking.
Well,
I'm just teasing
at
you.
that point in my life, like when Napster was there, it was like way more. I was searching for a lot of video game stuff.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I like video games. I'm gonna see what's up, and then I'd listen to video game music. I'm like, I actually really enjoy this.
Yeah.
And then it's just you start learning about yourself through this weird discovery platform. And then you take that and it's like, oh, wait, off of Napster, I can Google things. And then YouTube started. And then it's like, how do I tie a tie? I know how to do that now because I can just, I don't know how to do that, spoilers. But I know how I can figure that out.
You could if you wanted.
If I wanted to learn to tie a tie.
I could go to YouTube and do that. But
Yeah.
it just
That's
kind
how I
of kept right. But it kept going from there. And it's like I'll watch a movie, right? Like this weekend we went and watched The Visit.
Yeah.
And I really liked it. And it's like when you watch a movie, did you guys watch it?
No,
Not
we
yet.
have a
okay.
mandate because we weren't
to do
invited
it.
on your mandate.
Good. You totally were. It
Sean
was
Finnegan's
Finnegan's birthday thing.
Oh, the thing that I was told to
Asked
go to
me-
this bar at 2 in the morning.
Yeah, bruh.
That you went and watched the movie at 3 in the morning? No.
No, we went the next day.
No, they went on
Anyway.
Saturday.
Oh,
All
it
right.
wasn't even the day I was invited.
Okay.
No, you weren't invited.
I
to
didn't realize
You
it was
weren't
a
on the next day.
sleepover from the bar, slumber party. Wake up, Sean's mom made you eggs and bacon.
She's really good at cook.
I know,
The doctor.
doctor
So
of cooking.
we watched this movie, and my first thought when I got home is, I want more. I want to know more about this universe. I want to know what other people's thoughts are. Go on forums and start just reading what people thought about it, and like
Kindoffunny.com/forums.
no one was talking about it there. I did
All
look.
right.
I did look. To see
Thanks
if
for
people
making
were
the
there.
topic.
But so just reading about this stuff, it gives you a deeper understanding. And then I started realizing I like thinking about movies this way, you know? And so that made me think about making movies, or not
Yeah.
movies, but like, video stuff.
What's been weird about the whole thing is how seamless the transition I feel was. That there never was a weird thing of me, like, when I was growing up, I was going to write for EGM. And then when EGM kind of became 1UP and 1UP kind of became EGM, and that was weird, there was no like, oh, now I'm going to write for a website. It all happened so gradually and naturally that by the time I was writing for IGN, then it was never, I'm going to make a podcast for IGN or a video for it. That just was part of the job until we get to this point now where I go back and talk at the University of Missouri classroom and I'm like, well, I don't write anymore, and I'm not really a journalist anymore, and it all happened so gradually I didn't even notice. I
Yeah.
just talk about video games now. It's weird.
It is. I mean, and that's the thing. It's like you say it just happened so gradually you didn't even notice. And I feel like that's so true when it comes to any of this stuff. Like even just thinking of internet video, where it's at now compared to where it was.
Oh, yeah.
Seeing you make these videos, it's like if your Nightwing video or any of your 1 minute matchup videos came out in 2009,
Yeah.
that would have been mind blowing to the point of like, I can't believe this is even a thing, because that's what Freddie Wong was.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
No,
Freddie
they
Wong
changed
putting
the
out
game.
simple videos, and it's like now you look at it and like explosions and gunshots and all this
Yeah.
stuff in videos. It's kind of just like, all right,
Oh, normal. That's normal
we
to be in a
could
video.
normally have
Yeah.
that. Like Nick freaking in that Super Bowl video we did, Portillo like poofs away and like becomes a hot dog, whatever. It's like if like,
To be fair, that was a really simple effect.
no,
But still, like
No, that's
back
my
in
point, though.
2002, that wouldn't have been.
Oh, 2002, it would have
Yeah.
been insane. But even 2009, like Freddie Wong's first things were just simple effects in videos. The portal gun video is what really
yeah.
blew him up. And that was just the portal effect. That's like very simple.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then
very
it
true.
was revolutionary. And so now it's really crazy to see
Yeah.
how fast that all imploded.
Oh, yeah.
DSLRs, changing shit.
Oh, yeah.
iPhones,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
just HD video. I remember it wasn't even that long ago, 2009, having a camera that could record in 1080 was insane, like a camcorder. And like the difference between a widescreen, like let's not even talk about 1080, just widescreen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That put you in a different class than everyone else on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
And then I feel like YouTube from 2005 to 2009 was so slow compared to 2009 to now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Where
it definitely
everything
was.
just,
It definitely was. Yeah.
And like that's kind of everything.
Well, I mean, really, it was up until the point where Google bought them and decided, hey, we're going to influx a tremendous amount of cash into this company. But even then, it took years.
Yeah.
It took like 2 or 3 years, maybe even 4 years to get the server infrastructure set up across the world. Because I mean, you don't understand, you don't think about it, but think about how like YouTube has to have servers, like clusters that copy over the content in like every I forget what the actual distance is, but it's a lot closer than you'd think it has to have. So they have server clusters everywhere, and when you upload a piece of content, it keeps uploading to all those servers across the world. So when someone in like Australia decides to watch your video, they get a local server, not the one that was uploaded to in California,
Yeah.
or in Vegas in your case. Isn't that? I mean, all of that stuff took forever, and I remember reading that article. I think it was back in like I want to say 2012, maybe, where it was like YouTube's profitable for the first time ever. And you're like, what? That doesn't make any sense.
What's crazy is to think
But-
about now, but people weren't getting paid on YouTube
No, they
until
weren't.
2008.
Well, they weren't really serving ads. They weren't really like they were serving ads, but they hadn't figured out, or rather caught up to that tremendous amount of money they had to put into the money until recently, very recently. And now they're in the black, probably incredibly deeply. Deep in the
Deep
black.
in that black, yeah.
Balls deep in the black.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's the crazy thing is as much as I'm excited about the future, and it's 90%. There's 10% of me that looks back and says, because I've done motion graphic stuff forever, and when I watched Freddie Wong's video, I was like, oh, I know how to do all that stuff,
Yeah.
and it never
I just
occurred
don't
to me.
wanna.
Well, no, I could have done all of it. I literally knew how to motion track. I knew how to do all that stuff, and I had done it on a freelance basis. And to me, it wasn't. I wasn't wowed by it because I was like,
Right.
oh, I kind of know how to do all this stuff. And then it didn't occur to me that I should just start doing it.
But that's
you know?
hindsight 2020.
I
You know, I was
know,
talking
it's
about
so
it though when I
hard.
was working at the Trib, and I had the blog for them about video games where I took my little digital camera out and recorded the people in line for their Wii's at Best or their PS3s at Best Buy, and then people at GameStop in line for their Wii, and then the line inside Walmart, and then interviewing the guy on the way out of Walmart with his first PS3. And like that video, I forget, blew up and got blew up in quotes, you know, whatever, a couple 100,000 views, right? And I was like, oh, that's cute, that's cool, and never even thought of like, why don't I keep doing video game videos and turn it around and talk about, you know what I mean?
I mean, that's the crazy. Like, so I did the Mario video, and literally millions of views, and I was just like, oh my god! And I did have that thought of I need to do something with this.
Yeah.
And then I'll never forget this. Like Philip DeFranco doing his thing every day, just talking about the news, and that's it. He just talked about the news. And like it's so much more polished now than it used to be.
Oh, sure.
Back then, no editing, him just talking to a camera. And like I remember talking to Kevin and being like, I should just talk about video game stuff every day. Like I should just talk about the news and video games every day.
And Kevin
This
was
is
like, no way, man.
No,
I
he
was like,
he was like, do it, just do it. And this goes back to what we were saying earlier.
Yeah.
I was like,
List
well,
of how.
we need to wait. Like I want to make sure I'm doing it right and this and that. And it's like
You
I
timmed
should
it.
have just
You
I
timmed
timmed
it.
it. I totally timmed it. But that's just crazy, you know. But hindsight is 2020. It's
Yeah,
like,
and you can't. I mean, it all worked out pretty well for us.
Yeah.
But there
Yeah,
is
I'm
that
not
thing of like,
complaining at
fuck.
all.
Every
Yeah.
time I look at Justine, she's like, "Oh, hey, here's $1 million. I'm not going to give you, Greg." I'm like, "Fuck, I could have had that $1 million. Why didn't I dance around the fucking NGP or something?"
NGP.
Speaking of Freddie and Brandon, I was graduating college in 2012, and I was talking to my brother, and he was grilling me about like, what are you gonna do with your life? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You're gonna graduate. You're gonna move to LA. You're gonna pursue your dream. What are you gonna do? And there was that moment where I was like, I have no clue. Am I gonna go to LA? Am I gonna fail? Am I gonna be like, you know, that person who comes back with my tail between my legs? And I remember watching some of Freddie Wong, Brandon Lotch's videos, and I was like, this is it. It was like a eureka moment for me, and I was like, you know, I've learned how to do this stuff. I think I could do something like this. It's gonna take a lot of work, but like this is a new outlet. This is the new way. They're laying down the groundwork for everyone like me. And someone said something earlier about like competition. I personally don't believe there is any competition on the internet. It doesn't matter who comes out with what first. You're not paying for any of this content. It's free. You're paying with your time, and people can tell in the first 15 seconds if your stuff's going to be good or not before they shut it off. You know, that's the statistic.
When you showed us the trailer, like, that's what that was.
Yeah, thank God we caught your attention.
Well, no, I'm sorry. Continue your thought.
But I mean that's basically it. I mean, people, you got to catch their attention instantly, and if you do that, then you earn their time, and there is no true competition.
Well, see, I would disagree just a little bit with that.
Okay, all right.
Now, I don't believe there's competition in that. I don't think we are competing with you, right? I think it behooves us to obviously have you on our show and to collaborate with you and to eventually take part as cameos like you've been promising us. That's why I keep getting naked.
It'll
for
happen.
You keep getting naked for him, and he's always like, "Yeah, just
Not yet. You need to
one of
lose
these
5
days.
more
Yeah,
pounds.
5 more pounds." But you are competing for people's attention, and and that's where it comes from. Is like now that Facebook video is a thing, and Snapchat is a thing, and all these other social media outlets are a thing.
Yeah.
You're the window where you can actually like get in front of people is very, very narrow now. And like you're saying, that 15 seconds, it's almost not even 15, it's like a second now. You have to grab people on Facebook video in the time it takes them to like for that the scroll to kind of slow for a second, and then have their finger go from the top of the screen back to the bottom to keep scrolling. Do you know what I mean? Like you don't have any. It has to just pop.
Yeah.
And the only way I can think to do it is with thumbnails that have 2 really good looking people having sex. So
It's
that's
really
why
good, and it
you should
works.
watch Love and Sex Stuff Mondays 9 a.m.
9 a.m. Yeah, no, but I disagree with that. I don't think it's competition. I feel like it's if you know what you're doing, it's not competition because you have the people that are watching your shit.
Yeah.
It's like,
Sure,
At that
you're
point,
growing your
you've already
audience.
won. So it's like
Yeah, but well, you know what I'm saying is like if we did what we're doing now 5 years ago, we would be fucking huge by now. Now I'm not saying we're not big, and I think we're growing at a very steadily pace, but there's so much more noise out there.
But I don't think that noise is holding us back from
No,
getting anywhere.
no.
So that's why it's like I don't think it's competition.
but it's slower than it would have been, right? And you talk about Freddie, but how many people do better videos than Freddie right now
Nobody.
that don't have?
Fucking curse your mouth. We love you, Freddie Wong. long. Pickle Bros for life.
All right, really, you slow it down.
I'm
a
just
little
saying,
bit.
you
and
can't-
Kevin
you
need to get off the
can't-
fucking speed.
You
okay?
can't insult Freddie like that. Kevin does need to get off the speed. Also,
said no
you've been making a lot of cracks and making eyes at Nick again. I will buy a fucking tarp and hang it where you'll be locked off if that's what you want.
It's true. No, on some degree, on some level though, there are people out there that are incredibly talented and they just can't get the exposure.
You're just
because
talking about competing for time.
Yeah,
not even
there's
that
just-
like our podcast is competing against other podcasts. We're just competing for time
There's
against
24 hours in the
Stephen
day.
Colbert and talking to your mother and
Metal
making
Gear
a chicken
Solid
parm
5
and Metal
and
Gear
just
5.
your life.
Yeah, but I mean, and think of that's a perfect example, right? Like, look at the guy. Then Jimmy Fallon's got the number one nightly talk show, whatever the hell they call it, late show, excuse me.
Yeah.
On TV right now, but he's crushing it online because he's got all those resources and he's putting them online. Right?
And Mike Drucker.
And that he does have Mike Drucker. And now Colbert's in there. And so the playing field where it used to be like, oh, those cute kids on the internet are doing their thing again. Now everyone wants a piece of that pie. So there's that we've hit that convergent point where everyone realizes that Facebook, YouTube, Vine, well not Vine, but Snapchat, all of these
Vine.
things are
Fine.
yeah, I guess fine, but they're all super important. And so where I feel like 6 years ago, just people, it wasn't like a cool thing to do. People just like, oh, this is cool. This is fun. I'm gonna just interact with it. Oh, I just blew up. Now people are strategizing about it. They gotta like, oh, you're late night with Jimmy Fallon. Well, you got a whole team of people that just do Snapchat. You got a whole team of people that just do YouTube. Team of people that just do Vine, right? And like, we're 5 dudes.
Yeah,
Like-
but I mean, I think this goes back to my Napster thing. It's like the shit that I was searching for wasn't competing with the TRL stuff. That TRL stuff was going to do is the people that are looking for that are going to look for that. The people that are looking for obscure fucking video game remixes are looking for that. You know, but like the people's time, we're not even. It's not even so much us competing as much as it's them competing with themselves of what they're deciding to do.
Right.
good point.
It factors in. It factors in. But either way, I mean, I'd rather live now than. Like I'm so like I'm not one person that likes to look at hindsight being 2020. I do look back and think, oh, would have been great then. But having said that, I think we're really well off right now.
Yeah.
And I think the tools that are available to us, we are availing ourselves of 100%. And that's what makes me happy is that no matter what, we are still doing the absolute best we can every day we wake up, and it's working. You know, I wish, of course, you always wish for like, I wish we'd get those multipliers. Or I wish we had 1 million subscribers on Kind of Funny right now, and everything we were doing did like epic mealtime numbers or
Fuck you, Harlan.
epic rap battles of history numbers, things like that. But it's a different ball game. You know, it's just a different landscape out there.
I want to say apology, and I say fuck you apology for different reasons on Twitch, but I was caught off cigar in there.
Yeah.
Nice Peter. That's who it was.
Oh, okay, yeah.
This is a joke just for the Colin and Greg live audience.
Got it.
So I understand that you two.
I was
get
very
it.
confused.
I haven't watched that show.
I like how you
since
say this. I
morning.
know you're joking, but like you expect us. You guys are in here. You expect us to be out there
Watching the show.
the show.
Would it kill you to put it on the Xbox? Have us on the big screen.
Yes,
give
it
us another
would.
view.
To get the freaking delay of Twitch delay plus you guys
you just
talking.
mute it, and don't you get involved. Don't you get
Oh, and the
involved.
internet.
But if we
That's
mute
a
it,
lie.
then we can't hear
That's
it.
a lie.
I'm watching.
That's a
always.
lie.
Yeah, he
You're a
always has on
lie.
his goddamn headphones, and it's the most annoying thing in the goddamn world.
You're all bunches. You're jerks.
We hate each other.
Except Danny. Danny's a nice guy.
Yeah, you came in like the hatred day. We have like one hatred day a month. Today is that.
All right,
Did I
dude.
say
I'm
really
excited.
yesterday? Did I miss other stuff? Are you guys mad at me?
Well, no, you're mad at all of us.
You're
Greg.
part of it.
You're pissed
No.
off at us. Yeah, I came in this morning and you were mad at me. And I literally was like this, hey, I'm going to start pulling some movie stories. And you were like, well, so I mean, it's the worst time to talk about entertainment, period. Did you not see all the PlayStation
We did
stories
40
this morning?
minutes on PlayStation.
I was like,
40 on one story.
Okay. I'm just trying to be helpful. But
God forbid you fucking look at what's happening on your world.
I don't care about the world.
You just want to watch it burn.
I just want to watch it burn.
Everybody subscribe to Danny. It's
Thank you.
Mahawk.
Yes,
So, I mean, the short answer, I guess, is that the internet's completely changed our lives, right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Follow me on the Twitter.
Do that as well.
At
Danny _Shephard.
No.
right?
No, that's not it.
no.
Don't confuse them.
Danny
Danny
Lachette.
Lachette.
Yeah, Danny Lachette.
Because law means the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
Shepherd.
get it.
Means
Shepherd.
Giant penis.
yes.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Tim, what's
Yeah.
your topic?
All right. So, in the spirit of Danny being on the show, I'm a big fan of his 1 minute matchup videos that are, you know, as he described earlier, two different characters fighting out with each other. It's
Battle
a quick
to the
little,
death.
quick little battle of the death, and it's a fun little video. And then there's a winner, and then people get to you tease out what's happening next or whatever. There's a bunch of other series like this on the internet. There's
Right,
Screw
yeah.
Attack has Death Battle.
Absolutely.
Bat in the Sun does their
Superpower
variation.
Beatdown,
Yes, and back at IGN on Start.
Gak.
R.I.P. The ultimate fan fights.
From
It's
Gak Attack.
Yeah, he would do those. And those are always a lot of fun. But it's essentially just taking two characters, match them up against each other, and making them fight.
Yep.
There's something about that that's very appealing. Such a really, like, just awesome, cool thing. I mean, I remember even back in, like, the Newgrounds days.
Yeah.
Of just, like, animation stuff, like Scorpion versus Ryu from Street Fighter.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, this shit's fucking awesome, you know? And there's
Yeah.
just something thrilling about it where you want to see two characters fight. So my question to you guys, what would be some fucking awesome matchups?
Kate Bosworth and a motorcycle.
Jesus.
What?
Just saying. Put them out there. See who wins.
See what happens?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I got my money on the motorcycle on this one.
You're thinking of it already being emotion.
No, I just think of it sitting there. I don't think Kate
wow.
Bosworth know what to do. I
Who the
think
fuck's
she's
Kate Bosworth?
She was Lois Lane in
Superman
Superman
Returns.
Oh, okay.
Or she was also in that one movie.
Blue Crush.
Oh, Blue Crush.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, she's so
Blue
so good looking.
summer.
Well, the reason I say that is because I feel like she weighs 5 pounds. So if she gets anywhere near the motorcycle, it's just gonna like fall on her.
In the, I think it's either this month's or last month's Everyday Cooking with Rachel Ray. She's got a thing at the back. I'll show you about what she's cooking.
Oh, fun.
There you go. Also, thank you to everybody who supports us on Patreon. Here are your names.
I want to see them fight.
All of them.
All of them.
It's like the Matrix battle. They're all just running.
They want that because
Zion's
that's
to
drop
the death.
kicking Amy Gills. Everything's fucking.
all these people are so cool. They wouldn't fight each other. What they would do is they'd get together, they go out for a nice dinner, and then go see a movie. They would.
Yeah, but like that's the thing with these things is the fights don't necessarily need to be people that fight.
Yeah, they don't have
I
to
mean
be
your
against each
characters are, but
Yeah.
like
So why don't you do a Superman one?
versus Goku.
Yeah, that's the one everybody always wants, right?
Superman versus Goku. I don't know. I can't really say anything about that one.
It's happening. It's in flux.
I can't really say anything about that one. But there is a Superman one that is being planned, and I don't want to reveal what it is just yet. I'll tell you
Batman.
off the
It's versus
off the
Batman,
show.
and it's going
Captain
to be a movie
America.
coming out next
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
right?
Fun fact.
You tapped
I'm
Zack
actually
Snyder?
making that movie. Yeah. Zack Snyder's actually consulting with me
Oh, nice,
about
nice.
who would win in that fight.
So for you, when you're thinking about this, is it the biggest name or is it the funnest matchup, or where do you start? And where does because obviously Green
Yeah.
Arrow, I guess, because Arrow's been hitting, obviously.
Yeah.
Flash is the same deal.
Yeah, yeah.
Quicksilver's been in obviously the X-Men movie.
I want to do fights that people are actually going to be invested in who would
Gotcha.
win. So a lot of people are asking who would win in a fight. Like Flash versus Quicksilver is by far the most requested video that we
Interesting.
had. So I guess when people found out we were actually doing it, they freaked out. Like Nick was telling me earlier, I'm insane for wanting to do that because of all the visual effects.
because the last time I talked to you, you were like, I'm like, how's it going, man? You're like, I'm good, man. I'm just like, I'm on hour like 18 of putting in arrows.
Yeah.
Like into the for the green. You were like, because I guess you just had the bow pulled back, but you actually comp in the arrows that
yeah,
are going
yeah.
everywhere. He's like, yeah, I just got like 2, 4, 6 more weeks of that, and then we'll be good. We're gonna launch this new video. It's
Yeah,
like,
man.
you're out of your mind.
That was Green Arrow versus Hawkeye.
Green
There's
Arrow
the Green Arrow
I'll
versus
have
Hawkeye.
to take some time off of my day job for Flash versus Quicksilver. But we're actually I'm interested in actually trying something new. What we did with the Deadpool video, I thought was really fun, and it's very different than what a lot of the other channels who are doing the same thing are. Where it's not really a character fighting another character; it's a character kind of fighting another version of himself.
himself.
Is that
yeah.
for the people who are just joining this topic?
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was Deadpool, the comic character, versus Deadpool from X-Men Wolverine.
Yeah,
Or,
yeah.
no,
Origins.
Origin. Wolverine.
X-Men Wolverine Origins.
Thank you.
No,
Jesus.
X-Men Origins Wolverine.
X-Men
Jesus, these
Origins
fucking
Wolverine.
movies.
Yes, that movie was not great.
No.
They did so many more of those origin movies though, which that was the important thing.
That was.
was that they
So-
made that a great series.
Are you building? I mean, Spider-Man's got to be a requested one, right? And are you thinking of doing like Tobey Maguire versus Andrew Garfield?
That was
Or
an
is
idea.
not-
That was legitimately a thought.
Or what about the new guy? Put the new guy in there.
We really wanted to do something with Miles Morales and throw him in there.
Yeah.
I think he's an awesome character, and I was kind of stoked when they were rumoring that he would be
Wouldn't
in.
that be awesome?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to be so cool. I really wanted to see Donald Glover. Like I've been
Yeah.
begging
Nah,
for
that'd be
him
so
since.
fucking awesome.
But then
He's
I
a little
gotta do
old for the character, but whatever. It'd be worth it.
We'll
He
make it
is,
work.
but
But
Andrew
what'd be cool
Garfield was
about that
30.
though, Garfield versus Maguire. I mean, as funny as that is in concept, I don't think that the video could be that entertaining because they're both just Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Exactly. Visually, it doesn't.
And it would just be Andrew Garfield actually being Spider-Man and Tobey Maguire not. So it wouldn't be entertaining at all.
Shots
But,
fired. Shots fired.
But I like the idea of Miles Morales because his
Yeah.
Spider-Man is different than
Different.
Spider-Man. He has
But it's
different
still
powers
Spider-Man.
and yeah.
Yeah.
So that's fucking. I would like that. We
Yeah,
should
yeah.
do that.
And well, let's just say there's some other characters where there's quite a few versions of that. You know, would
Iron
be
Man.
Pretty interesting.
Batman.
Solid Snake,
So-
Big Boss.
Solid
See, I was
Snake
thinking Kiefer Sutherland versus David Hayter.
Well, so this is funny with Ultimate fan fights.
Yeah.
I was like an associate producer on that, so I didn't have I had to fucking make all the shit happen.
Yeah.
Like the planning stuff, but like I didn't actually have to do any of the content because the other guys did that.
Yeah.
But we'd have phone calls where they're asking me because I was like the strategist of like the headlines and stuff. So I kind of gave them ideas of I think you should do these two characters. They very rarely went with what I said.
They did Cap versus Batman once.
That's
was
the
an
one they
awesome
started
video.
with, and that was cool. But I mean, that's like a weird matchup. It's different than what you do. Where
It's from the classic '90s face-off of DC versus Marvel, of course, where we had to fight for the universe. Which
You
then
match
led to
people
the
up that,
Aladdin
like,
universe.
kind
of course, we had
make sense
access
together.
to his powers from a homeless
This series
guy, but
just
then there was
didn't
two red robots who won. And at the end, they shake hands and say, "You've done well."
they didn't give a fuck at all. They just like did whatever they wanted, including the hits. Link versus Peter Pan.
Yeah.
Which
Is that really a hit?
That one.
No.
yeah, well,
It did
here's the thing.
okay.
It actually did okay. Everyone
seems
at
like
IGN gave me so much
Link
shit.
should have just stabbed him, and that would have been the end of it.
No, here's my thing. People hating that video.
Yeah.
I think it was really entertaining, and Peter Pan was fucking hilarious.
I thought-
he just sitting around like doing his little
Yeah.
fucking Peter Pan like
What-
taunting.
For one thing, it was well done, and it was also one of those fun. Like to be fair, we didn't request that. That was one they had worked on already, and had in the hopper, and they were like, "Hey, can we do this? Because we're halfway, we're basically halfway done with it." And we were all like, "Who in God's name would think Peter Pan versus Link?" And they were like, "We just thought it'd be funny." And I watched it, and I was like, "This is pretty. It's funny.
It was fucking cool.
It's
I mean,
hilarious."
it was that video that sold us on the series
overall,
as a
yeah.
concept. But I'll never forget having to ask for promotion for. Like, I was asking all the IGN guys, "Hey, can you promote this and stuff?" Like, I'm not putting fucking Peter Pan on the front of IGN. I was like,
You talking to Colin about it?
It sounds like no, but then there was other ones like Chun-Li versus Tifa, and
Yeah.
that was like, all right, we have two like kicking characters. That makes sense, you know. And then what else? What other ones we did? One that was really cool was Ezio versus Solid Snake, and
Ah,
they're
yeah.
both
that was
sneaking
dope.
around and
That
doing
was
stuff,
cool.
and they got David Hayter to be the voice of Snake.
Oh no shit, really?
Yeah,
I should have watched this show.
yeah. So that was fucking cool.
I only
Yeah,
saw
Fan Fights was
the
cool.
Cap versus
That was the first
Batman.
one.
I didn't realize
We
there
did
were so many other
I think
episodes.
we did 6 of them. Scorpion versus Ryu was
I
one
saw.
of
Okay, I
them.
saw that one too.
And
Yeah.
then I think that was it of all the ones that we did.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I need to see this Link versus Peter Pan.
It's pretty
shenanigans.
funny.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, the only thing that they did, which I thought was very interesting, was I think they composited all the backgrounds in, which
That episode
I
was,
that
like
was a little strange.
They
but
did it all on green screen, so
it
it
was
was
like
a
a-
whole background. Because they had a different direction for it. Because
Yeah.
that was what sold us on the series. So it was kind of their pilot, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And it
Proof of
looked more
concept.
like a video game than the rest of them. The
It
rest
looked like
of
a
them
Smash
were
stage,
in-
basically.
Yeah,
which
it
is
was very
interesting.
Smash Bros.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, it was really cool, and I remember talking to them about like the methodology behind the characters and stuff because we were trying to get Goku versus Superman.
Yeah, yeah.
And they were like, we can't because
really hard.
like it's hard and
They
you
both
know
fly around,
VFX and
yeah.
all that stuff.
Yeah, dude, that's almost as stupid as doing Flash versus Quicksilver.
Well, at the very least, though, at least they're standing on the ground, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Although if you depending on how
vibrate
hard
through
you want
walls.
to do, if they're going to go up a wall or over water or something, that's going to be hardcore.
I mean,
but
They're doing all those things guaranteed.
I mean,
If there isn't an overwater scene, you're fucking it up, Shephard.
it's one of my favorite episodes of I think it was Justice League. Was when Flash races Superman. It's the race. Remember that episode?
Yeah, I remember that.
yeah, yeah.
That's cool.
That
And
might,
they have-
that
they
might
have to-
actually been Superman. The
Yeah,
I think
it was Superman in the
animated
animated series, yeah.
And they have to stop to help the tanker, and then they keep going. It was
Yeah.
fun. It was cool. I always wanted to see, and I'm sure someone's done it multiple times. In fact, I'm pretty positive. But back in the day, the debate was always who would win, the Terminator or RoboCop, and that was always
That is a good one.
Yeah.
that was always one. Now it's hard to do, obviously, if you're gonna do it from a fan because you need the RoboCop costume, but the Terminator would be easy.
An easy one, and a lot of views for you coming up here. Lara Croft versus Nathan Drake.
Bat in the Sun did that. It was their first episode.
Well, everybody's done this shit before.
Fair
You know?
enough. Fair enough.
See, they get fucking crazy. Didn't they do Darth Vader versus Wolverine?
Darth Vader versus Batman.
Oh,
Okay,
that was
yeah.
them?
Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
one was fucking dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they also
yeah.
did
Production
Green
values,
Ranger. Green Ranger versus Scorpion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah,
And they
yeah.
actually had the Green Ranger.
Tommy?
So, yeah.
What
so
Yeah.
it's not good
They
for
had
them.
Jason David Frank.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super cool guys at Super Power Beatdown. I love those guys. They're nice.
It's just
But-
such a timeless concept. Like
Yeah.
it's so
Yeah.
fucking
You
awesome.
just keep
Mario
going.
versus Sonic. I want to see that. Make it happen in real life.
Oh
please.
man. See,
We use a real hedgehog and a
Yeah.
real plumber.
my
Stomping on the hedgehog.
we had a
too
thought.
fast.
We had a thought for a while. Mickey Mouse versus versus Mario, but then we were like, I don't know if Disney's gonna let that happen.
Yeah,
let that
that's,
fly.
That's actually awesome. Well, how would you do that? But that's fucking awesome.
yeah.
I like that.
The-
Well, so we were talking about like Disney princesses.
Yeah, yeah,
fighting,
yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm all about that. I
Yeah.
love this so much.
Yeah.
But the problem is there's not too many of them that would. Well, Elsa would be fucking sick.
Dude,
I want
yeah.
to see Elsa fighting
The problem is
Sub-Zero.
oh,
No, it was too icy. Too cold. I don't know if they can do that.
Human Torch.
Yeah, Elsa versus Human
Oh,
Torch.
man.
Invisible Woman.
Wait, what other princess has like superpowers?
Well, they don't. That's the thing. Was you're thinking through.
yeah, but
so
you're
that's
not
why we
thinking,
came up
like,
with Mulan.
Isn't technically? Doesn't Disney have like a deep roster of princesses now?
Yeah, but that's like
Princess Leia.
Princess
Leia.
Leia versus Elsa. I mean, that's
Oh,
dope.
that's hot. She's got blasters, bro. Blaster. She has to start in the. I wish Colin were here.
If
What
Colin
the-
was here, yeah.
What was the bounty hunter?
I don't
Oh,
even-
Metachlorians.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
IG-88.
Yeah. Okay. Got one more for me?
BB-88.
Is that right?
88.
Star Wars
The
is dumb.
the fight that I've wanted to do, and it's on the roster of whenever I'm able to do it, is Voltron versus the Megazord.
Dude.
And
nice.
while
good.
Wait, how the fuck would you do that?
it would have to
oh
be
my
all
God.
CG and then cut into like the
Inside of the
inside the cockpits,
suits.
and we're all
Alright.
like, yeah, like doing our thing. Let's do it.
That see,
We're doing the
that
crazy,
is
like-
fucking hilarious, and that's such a good idea. But fuck the CG. Do it like they did in
Do
the
it like
original
Mor-
show,
Morphin Power Rangers.
where
It's
it
like
was just like the
cardboard
cardboard
box.
outfits fighting. That's fucking
Bow,
with the buildings that are just like cardboard and they like just explode for no fucking reason.
Sparks everywhere
love
out
that.
of nowhere.
That'd be awesome.
Now here's
Although
the thing.
Voltron has to win.
The most important one that you need to do, specifically you,
yeah.
is Aladdin versus I don't give a fuck who.
I was thinking Aladdin
Persia.
versus like Shang from Mulan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you have but like Shang's the more skilled warrior, but like Aladdin's like
has the
really
charisma,
scrappy, and
yeah.
he's used to dodging like soldiers and stuff like that. So maybe it's
like
it's
that.
a good fight. Yeah.
It should be you and Alfredo. Aladdin versus Prince of Persia.
All right.
That'd be dope.
Which one gets to be the Prince of Persia?
Well, that's the thing is because I've always my entire life I've been trying to get Alfredo to be Aladdin in something,
Yeah.
and he just won't. I don't know why. It's
Racial
either that.
profiling,
Super racist.
bro.
Yeah.
How is that
Very
racist? He's not.
You just
Middle
want to
Eastern, is
see
he?
the
He's
Middle East-
Filipino.
You want to see the Filipino guy dress up like.
All right.
I don't know.
Anyways, I also think he'd do a killer Dalsim from Street Fighter.
That's racist.
How is that racist?
I don't
Saying
know.
that's racist is racist. Anyway,
No,
but then I
you're
met this
racist.
motherfucker and I'm like, damn, he's a better Aladdin. Sorry, Alfredo.
Dude,
Fuck you, Alfredo.
I wish I could just pull out a picture and show you guys me when I was in 10th grade. I had like really long hair, and people called me Aladdin because it's a pretty spitting image.
You
It's
also
good,
walk
dude.
around with stolen bread all the
Yeah.
time.
yeah, dude,
You had a
always.
monkey
with
There's
the-
always the monkey just following you.
Never wore a shirt for any reason. Only purple vest.
little
Yeah,
weird
well, see, that's
vest.
why Alfredo was such an Aladdin to me because he just never had a shirt on. So I was just like, oh shit. Yeah,
That was
spitting
me in
image.
high school.
Good. You guys would have got along.
You should do original Ghostbusters versus new Ghostbusters.
All right,
There you
the
go.
the
There
new
you go.
movies Ghostbusters.
Yeah, the girls.
Yeah.
You should
That's
do
a good one.
Ghostbusters versus Ghost. And
Okay.
Just have Bill
Patrick
Murray
Swayze.
fighting Patrick Swayze.
And it's that. But then Patrick Swayze calls in the subway guy who pushes him off. That pushes the other Ghostbuster down. Get off my train!
I would totally watch that actually.
Yeah.
If the 4 Ghostbusters were trying to capture Patrick Swayze from Ghost, that'd be awesome. Think about that.
That's a good one.
He's trying to push a quarter and they're
Yeah.
fucking blasting him with the proton. What do they call it? The power wands? The genie wands?
Well, it's a proton pack and it's a neutrona wand.
Neutrona?
Neutrona wand is what's
Okay.
thrown out. That's what's happening.
That's what's throwing up. That's barfing up the magic.
What other ideas have you had? Like, what are things that you've talked about, but for whatever reason you couldn't have done?
For the legit stuff, I don't want to talk about it because
Yeah,
I don't want to
okay,
give away
yeah,
our
yeah.
ideas, like the ones that we have on the roster. There is one that if there are any CG artists out there who wanna who can do some like cool 3D stuff, I wanted to do Digimon versus Pokemon.
Fuck you. Fuck you. That would be so cool.
Dude, I want to do it so bad, but I'm just not good at 3D. I'm good at like VFX and stuff, but 3D is just out of my realm.
Oh my god. That could be the coolest video in
Dude,
the entire world.
I got so many dope ideas on how to make that like so fun.
If you ever do that, I want to be in that. I don't know who. I don't care who. But I'm in it.
all
You
right,
gotta be the
all
Pokemon.
right.
You gotta be Ash. You gotta be the Pokemon trailer.
I don't look like Ash though. I don't know if I can pull out.
That's racism.
You're right.
It's
Like the
confirmed
black
right here.
hair.
Tim Gettys versus I'm sure I'll be the other one.
I like that. I like that. I'll be Digimon. I want to rep the Digimon.
Oh yeah, okay,
Yeah.
all right. You could be Ty or
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah,
or
oh my
Matt.
God. Yeah.
Dude,
Oh, I could do Matt.
all right.
Put my hair up, make it blonde.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is
Wear
like
a little green tank top.
like adult Matt and
Yeah.
adult Ash Ketchum.
And the new Digimon's coming out at the end of the year.
Dude,
Season 3 or whatever.
that's gonna be amazing. It's only took like 10
10
years
years. No, wait. It's more than that. It's like the 15th anniversary.
since the second season.
Mhm.
Wow,
It's crazy.
that was a great show.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Sorry, nerdy stuff.
Well,
Well,
into the nerdy stuff.
anime stuff.
Yeah,
Anime.
well, the other Ultimate Fan fights we did was Ichigo versus Sasuke from Bleach and Naruto.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a great one.
That one did really, really, really well.
I can imagine there's definitely an audience for that. Yeah, who wants to see those fights? Yeah, we get asked for anime fights all the time. Someone said characters from Attack on Titan versus Spider-Man. I was like, I don't know if that's a fair fight, guys.
No, that'd be fucking
yeah,
cool
but
though.
Spider-Man would wreck that shit.
Spider-Man's
But just,
super
can you
strength.
imagine them just like swinging around and just fucking
Yeah,
fighting?
that'd be cool.
Yeah,
That'd be
That
cool.
was awesome.
That is harder
Yeah.
than Superman versus Goku. That is way harder.
Well, 'cause
like
Superman
the
and Goku-
swinging around.
Yeah, they're just like kind of hitting each other and then flying really, really
Yeah.
far. Attack on Titan and Spider-Man, you need to get the swing right. You need to like do all this.
There's
fucking shit.
physics involved
yeah,
in
fuck
that.
I ain't down for that.
Plus, you have to have the shot where he like jumps up and does the fucking duel like between the legs.
Oh yeah,
Gotta have
dude.
that in
So
there.
then you
only
gotta
way I
have
do
like
it.
the
Gotta do
crazy
it.
like cut him with the weird long sword things.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh,
Giant
my God.
razor blades.
Yeah, yeah.
Joel and Ellie from The Last of Us versus Lee and Clem from Walking Dead.
Oh.
There you go.
That's good.
That's a free one.
I like that. Crash Bandicoot versus anybody. Spyro versus Spyro.
Yeah, because anybody could beat him.
No.
And that's when where fucking hopefully a
he's just such a
meteor hits
cool
them both
dude.
and just crushes them.
Crash Bandicoot
right.
versus a salami sandwich.
All right, I
Salami sandwich wins. Crash
I got
Bandicoot
one for you
chokes
guys.
on it.
Keeping in the with the emotion of the same character fighting himself.
Yeah.
Han Solo versus Indiana Jones.
Right.
Damn. See, that's fucking awesome.
And
But
you
that'd
get-
be hard to do.
You get
Just-
twins.
Okay, good. You're right.
You get twins.
Not hard. Nailed it.
They look at each other and they're like, and they're kind of doing that whole like.
Do you know any twins?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, two of my best friends are twins.
That
That'd
just
be-
writes itself.
That'd
Yeah.
be awesome
Yeah.
because
That would do
they have
so
very
well.
similar, I guess, fighting styles. Because one has the heavy blaster, and then one has he does have the gun that he uses only once. I think I don't think he ever uses it other
The
than that
guy's
one shot.
spinning his sword.
Yeah.
The whip versus the blaster.
Yeah,
Damn,
yeah,
dude,
yeah.
I would watch that.
And they're both really crafty. Yeah, it's similar personalities, both great characters. Can
Somehow you have to have Indiana Jones win though by like triggering a series of traps that like smashes Han Solo.
or Han Solo just calls him the Millennium Falcon and just
starts heavy blasting.
it's just like, this is not fair. You're from the future. I'm from like the 40s.
If
Then
you do
Shia
that,
LaBeouf
can we-
comes in on a
can we-
Oh
motorcycle.
my god.
Can we
Oh.
dress Greg up as Chewbacca the Wookiee, and can he be in that?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank
Can
you.
you give me your Wookiee?
Yo.
Actually, fun
Greg comes in, yo.
fact, spoilers for the Flash versus Quicksilver video. Greg's going to have a little cameo in that.
All right, just like I was in Nightwing.
Yeah.
I'm the seal of approval.
Yeah.
I like that.
Once you get it, that's 1 million views, I hear.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
On your channel, not ours.
Put Greg in anything not on this channel, it'll get a million views.
That's how it works.
Guaranteed.
Yeah, dang, right.
Now I can't stop thinking about Digimon Pokemon.
Dude.
I actually want to. We should talk later. Let's make that happen.
Dude,
'Cause have you ever seen the Pokemon Apocalypse video made by Mega Steak Man?
is that the one where it's the is it live action?
Yeah. It's live action where it's a really dark future.
Yeah, and he's like, I want it to be the very best.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That one. I know that dude, and he's fucking awesome. So
Really?
we should all make this happen
You
together.
guys want to talk offline on this one?
All right.
Get a meeting going on? What's
we
up?
we collab,
Good.
It's happening.
Everybody go to Danny's channel.
please.
Ismahawk.
Yeah.
Kevin put it up below. Yeah, you did. All right, my topic.
Yeah.
Now here's my topic. It's a walk. We'll get there. I'm watching this Fear of the Walking Dead. I like the Fear of the Walking Dead. You like the Fear of the Walking Dead so
Liking
far?
it so far.
Have you watched any of it? Anybody?
No.
Anybody?
I haven't gotten a chance.
Big-
I'm caught up on the other show, on the regular Walking
Oh,
Dead.
sure. Yeah, big Walking Dead fan, as you know, they're best friends. I'm enjoying Fear the Walking Dead, and I enjoy it most because it's all at the beginning and it's all happening. You get to see society start to crumble down and stuff, and that's always my favorite part of a zombie apocalypse
Yeah.
movie. And they always get through it too quickly, I feel like.
Well, yeah, generally in all the movies, it's like the first 5 minutes. And then it's like,
and that's
cool,
the
we're
best
in the
part.
mall for like
Dawn
2
of the
years.
Dawn of the Dead, the remake. God, that opening was so great.
So
that lead
good.
up to, and then like the fucking Johnny
fun-
Cash song
yeah.
behind like the montage of everything going to hell. You're like, fuck yes, make a whole movie of that. And granted, I feel like we're already starting to get too far gone. The Fear of the Walking Dead. I'm like, oh,
No,
I
I
missed the
like-
trappings of what I would have liked to seen them going to 7-Eleven a bit longer before everything. Because now 7-Elevens are gonna be done.
Yeah,
No
but
more
that
7-Eleven.
was what was so great about it is there's such an urgency to it. Like there's that fucking awesome scene, and I'm not spoiling anything. It's only 3 episodes in.
Yeah.
But where I gotta learn the lead actor's name, and I don't know his name, but he was in, I think he was in Training Day, and he's been in a bunch of stuff.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, he's an awesome actor, and the other actor that was in, she played the female cop in Gone Girl's fucking awesome. Actually, the whole cast is great. But there's that shot where he's pumping gas and he looks over and there's a cop that looks over at him as he's putting
all the
water from the 7-Eleven in the back of his car and just kind of shuts the trunk and gets in and leaves. And you're like, that was freaky.
Yeah.
Because you know that cop's done. He's like,
he knows.
he's seen
He knows
what's
what's up.
happening and
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
getting his family and getting the fuck out of there.
I like zombie movies, you know. I like zombie comics. I like zombie everything. We always dwell on what would happen when the zombie apocalypse breaks out. I've always subscribed to the theory that if we got into Ramiro kind of zombies, slow shambling, shoot them in the head, they're dead, Walking Dead kind of zombies, we eventually win. Mm-hmm. Eventually we're gonna win. I don't think we lose to these. It's the ones that run nonstop and never take a breath. Then we're fucked. It's over. Just shoot yourself as soon as it happens. But with the slow ones, we can outthink them. Eventually, in real world, they would rot and just be done and not be able to move, and their muscle tissue would deteriorate and stuff like that. But again, we stab them in the head, they're done, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And without spoiling things, some versions of this story are currently playing out where we've got the upper hand and societies are coming back or whatnot. My question is, when we jump ahead into this thing, zombie apocalypse happens. 1, do you think we beat it? And then 2, what is life like after that?
Do you think we'd beat it?
No, do you subscribe to my plan that we would eventually win? And then what is life like after that?
I think we would.
Yeah.
Because I think you're right. It's like, you get through the bit where everyone hates each other and humans don't trust each other and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But then you do end up getting the groups that are loyal to each other
Right.
and like kind of create a new society.
Yeah.
And that society is trained to take care and handle the situation. And then it just becomes part of life, right?
Sure.
And so it's just like in the same way that we go to Starbucks every day now, instead of doing that, well, probably in addition to doing that, we would just have to kill a couple zombies. But we know how to do that. It just becomes a new regimen.
Makes it so the one thing I get hung up on all the time when I'm talking about life after the zombie apocalypse is the fact that I don't even think they're on the street anymore, really. I think it's rare now we're seeing a zombie. But the fact of the matter is you're married, you're in love, at night you guys have your sex, and then you go to different rooms and lock yourselves in. Because you can no longer sleep next to anybody. Because at any point their heart could stop. They have a heart attack. They die. They have a brain aneurysm. They're going to wake up as a zombie now and start eating you. And that's how it all gets out of control again.
Wait, so is that how that works?
Yeah, so what he's
In the Walking Dead universe, it's you're all infected. It's not a bite thing.
Really? So once you die,
you come back as a zombie.
That was a huge spoiler. It's kind of a huge spoiler for
Fuck you, for real. Sorry,
well,
everybody.
if he hasn't seen it, in season 2, it's an awesome reveal because someone. I forget who was it. Season 2 or season 3?
Well, it's also I think episode 1 of Fear the Walking Dead.
Well,
but
it is episode 1 of Fear the Walking Dead.
Didn't they reveal that in like the first chapter of the comic book?
It was really early.
I mean, I guess
it's
it's two separate things.
Exactly.
No.
Yeah,
but it was a cool reveal where one of the characters dies, and I think it was. That's right.
See, that's a spoiler.
Oh.
And then,
that is a real spoiler. Yeah. Bleep that one. Can you bleep that one for me? No? Okay. I don't care. I think you've had plenty of time to watch this. I've been telling you since 2005 to read this comic book. You had your shot, motherfucker.
Well, anyway, it was an awesome moment. One of the characters dies, and of more of a natural cause, and then comes back, and you're like, and just the ramification. They don't touch on it in that episode, but just the ramifications of what that means in the world. You're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
We're
No,
all
that's an
infected.
interesting,
It's
very interesting.
crazy.
That's the big, because when I'm talking about it, I'm not even talking, society, we need to, that's a whole different part of the conversation. Is society rebuilt? What's happening? Because put a pin in all that. But for this in particular, the fact that the rules of death no longer apply in the way we've known them our entire lives. Mm-hmm. So yeah, like you can't, I'm sure people will, but it's going to end badly for some people, and then it's going to get out of control again. You know what I mean? Like, there has to be checks and balances to figure out. Like at a hospital, if you get admitted for anything, they have to immediately handcuff you to the bed. I assume. Like, okay, cool, we're going to treat you. You should be fine, but things happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How bad do things get? Like, are you?
That's the thing. Yeah.
I was gonna say my answer is completely dependent on how bad the world gets. Like, does government collapse like in The Walking Dead?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I don't know. Like I have no faith ever in the government. You know what I mean? And let alone like because that's one of the things about Fear the Walking Dead that's like they do so well. It's just the fact of like you start watching this happen and you're like, yep, this is how it would go. No one would know what the fuck to do, and the cop would go get his water and start taking care of his family and start thinking on that level. Because when you're up against something you've never seen before and
no idea
you're,
what it is.
Yeah, people are getting shot 1,000,000 times in the chest and still coming at you.
Right.
Like, yeah.
That's why this is so good, because we haven't seen those moments, those crises of consciousness yet, where like there's in The Walking Dead, they just skipped ahead, right? So he just wakes up
Rick
and
wakes up and it's already
society's
over.
gone. Everyone knows that if you see one of these things, either run or kill.
Yeah.
Right? But we're seeing those moments where, and you can tell that the characters, we're seeing that really good character development that Kirkman's so good at, where she's looking at her neighbor, right? And she's like, I have to put her out of her misery. And the guy's like, no, you can't do that. They might find a cure.
Yeah.
And then there's that one guy who is quickly becoming my favorite character.
Yep.
The older Mexican guy, and I can't remember his name. I don't know the actor's name either, but he was in Predator 2. No big deal. Who is looking at them
all
and
you
he's just
need.
going, these people are weak.
He just goes weak.
And he's got that fucking awesome line.
Yeah.
That awesome line where his daughter's like, we should stay with these people. They're good people. And he
Yeah.
goes, good people are the first ones to die. And you're like, fuck, it's true.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
everyone
yeah,
that was
yeah.
good in the original series went out like a bitch. You know what I mean? And like it's just really, it is cool. And this is my favorite. I'm liking this a lot more than I liked the beginning of Walking Dead, because you see the troops come in and you're like, oh, I don't know, I don't trust these fuckers.
Well, and
Like,
that's
what are
why
they
it's so
gonna do?
exciting too.
Like,
Yeah, Kevin, we need to, even if it's just something, put a spoiler tag at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah, this
Because
is-
we've traipsed all over the place. I'm just
Yeah.
talking about a black screen that says spoilers for Fear the Walking Dead. Will be
I'll make it.
put fucking a black. You're going to Photoshop.
Don't
Take
have
can,
Kevin do it.
Black.
Do not have Kevin do it.
I know, because you can't spell.
Take a
Look
picture
at
of your
fucking
black jeans.
tweets. Take a picture of your
Kevin-
black jeans.
Like last time Kevin did something like
It
this,
wasn't spelling, it was spacing.
it's just there's spacings off, spellings off, everything doesn't make sense, and he thinks that people understand things that there's no chance they would. Last time he did
I'll
one of
write
these
it.
black screens with the white writings, he
No,
just
you
put
aren't.
like bunch of words that didn't make sense together. Dash KFK. What the fuck's a KFK?
Kind of funny canvas.
Yeah, okay. No, we understand that.
Yeah, I know.
Does anyone else in the
I
world know
hear
what that
ya.
means?
Kev, we're giving you a little bit of shit. We love you. Do a great job. Don't worry
know.
about
It's
it.
questionable.
Spelling errors.
Yeah. So I mean, what?
Colin just texted me. He said my dad's stuck in traffic coming to get him at JFK, so he's about to find out how long he can live in JFK. I'm excited to find out. I'll text him later.
Yeah.
I think
That-
I'm gonna.
I think to answer your question, the government's gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
So-
it does go that way. Yeah.
Gone.
That everything falls apart and it does get fucked up and like you know what I mean. Like it is. We have to come back from it, and that's now taking the pin out of what I was saying earlier. That's the thing about coming back from it that gets fucked up even more. I feel is the way of. Yeah, how do you unify the groups that have been, probably killing each other, doing all these different things to stay alive and stuff? Then, of the people who are alive, who were the people who were in charge of the power plant? How many of those do we have alive to go run the power plant? And who knows how to make the water, infrastructure work? Or are we totally away from that and we are starting from like fucking Little House on the Prairie
Caveman
kind of
shit.
shit? Yeah.
I think you're starting from that, and I think the one thing that's crazy is step one is unifying the groups because there's strength in numbers.
Yeah.
Step two is doing close to what the governor did, which is starting systematically to figure out the areas that you need to take over and having a system for flushing out the zombies and then locking down those areas and then widening that. And I
Yeah.
feel like that's something that Grimes' group can't do because they don't have the numbers for it, is they can't
Then you're
take
ta-
over a town.
Real quick, sorry, you're talking about Grimes in the show
In the
currently.
show, currently,
Okay.
I'm not reading the comic book, so I don't know if that's what started to happen or not. But that would be my guess. Is that I thought about it as I was watching Fear the Walking Dead last night. My wife paused it with 15 minutes left and was like, "You need to go get us some frozen yogurt." And I was like, "All right." So I walk, and it's like the streets quiet.
Oh, yeah.
It's raining. There's a couple people out, but they're like scattering, running about. And I'm like, what would happen if there was a zombie apocalypse in San
It
Francisco?
pops
Because
off.
it would be everyone's so close to each other, we
Yeah.
would just destroy each other eventually. But if you could manage to withstand that first month,
Yeah.
right? And everyone else is dead and there's zombies around, I bet we could park cars and just hold my block because there's no way in or out other than the streets, right? So if you could somehow get the block just quartered off on both sides, you could have 6 buildings to run back and forth between, and that would be your base camp. And
Yeah.
then eventually,
Start expanding
since
outward.
you'd start expanding outward and try to take over all the way to Chestnut Street.
Get
and
that
get some of
Taco
those
Bell
stores.
in there, yeah.
Get that T-Bell because that shit never goes bad.
Yeah.
So, you got food for a good 6 months there, unless the bums decided to charge their cell phones there, in which case there's 6 or 7 zombie bums. But in reality, they're all the same thing anyway at this point, right? It's not, so, whatever. Well, you don't have to deal with bums like I do.
Me?
Oh, you have a lot of them out here?
We live on the border of Golden Gate Park. Yeah,
Like, good point. I forgot about
literally, it is The Walking Dead out there. It's now you just hear. It's like what the fuck? And you're like, all right. They scream and fucking howl out there all the time.
That's a fair point.
And so that's my thing too. Is like, yeah, I have those thoughts when I'm walking Portillo out there. I'm just like, if it popped off right now, you know what I mean? Like, what is because I fantasize about this all the time.
do.
Same way Colin used to fantasize about fucking Red Dawn happening in his backyard. I'm always like, when it would pop, and like the house we have secure. Very secure, honestly, for what we're set up against. And that's what I think. I think about staying in here, but then The Walking Dead introduced a new wrinkle that I really hadn't thought, or Fear the Walking Dead introduced a new wrinkle, minor spoilers, where the kid put his hand to the wall and he goes, the wall's getting hot. And I was like, fuck, right. Even if I lock down my apartment, every other apartment, all the houses in San Francisco share walls, like out for like dozens of houses, and like one of them catches fires. And I remember seeing a fire a couple of years ago. I'm sure they happen all the time, but seeing it on the news one day here in San Francisco where it was taking out an entire block.
Yeah,
because you just
it
couldn't
keeps
stop it.
spreading.
Like, fuck, right. One idiot down there would fuck everything up.
Also, none of the buildings here are made out of concrete. It's all dry wood.
Yeah.
So it's a good point. But that's what I'm saying is you got to hold out for that first month.
Right.
And then you can start. You build your team and you lock down a block, and then you send out scouting parties. And that's the thing about this city too is like you've got all these different little nooks that are very, very dangerous. Like I was walking and I'm like, oh shit, there could be a zombie there, it could be a zombie there. You don't know. I don't know. But then I feel like they have to be a little bit smarter about when you're resource hunting, that you have to go out and you have to have scouting parties that'll go out and create diversions.
Sure.
And pull all the zombies in there, and then you've got like either a mass kill party or another scout party that's over trying to get water from Presidio or whatever.
The one thing they always do in the show that I know they can't do because of budgetary reasons and other things, and just your effects and whatever, is just nobody uses fire appropriately.
They really don't.
Whenever they see a herd and like, oh, I'm like, all right, if I get a Molotov and throw it right in the middle and watch them all start, going. Now, granted, then I got a bunch of fucking fire hazards walking all around, but if they're not directly up on my block, I don't have to worry about it. You know what I mean?
They're just gonna burn
or because like with you, if you had like the car wall right on the other side of it, light them on fire, don't worry about it.
And that's the other thing too is you would find that. Luckily, we live in San Francisco. There's a bar on every corner,
right?
And no one's gonna raid the bars. Not for the alcohol. They're gonna go in there. You don't think so?
I think there'd be a lot of alcohol problems. I
They're
mean,
gonna go
how
in there,
fast did everything go? Like again, in Fear the Walking Dead, that riot in LA, you're like, oh, that's very realistic, and they're like just tearing shit up to tear shit up.
That's true. And
That's
it's like
the thing.
within 2 days of people seeing like the main characters seeing the stuff. Because that's the other thing too is when it hits you, it could have already been happening for a month.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
don't know. You don't know until you look over and go, that dude looks a little sick. Now, granted, I think we'd have the upper hand because in San Francisco, we see things that are out of the ordinary and we instantly don't trust them. Like if I see someone that's walking toward me slowly, I'm like, I don't want anything to do with this guy. I don't want him to touch me. And if he comes at me, I'm certainly not going to be like, Dave, are you doing okay? No, man. I'm going to be the other guy that takes a fucking double barrel shotgun to his face and blows it off.
I think we're the opposite of that.
You don't think so?
I think
no, dude.
We're so used to this shit. Anytime someone from out of town comes to visit, they're the ones like, is that guy okay?
You think it'd be more like
I
Sean?
just
Oh,
fucking
yeah,
walk
man.
by. I'm just chilling with them.
Me and
like,
Kevin were walking down the street, and I feel like I saw a couple homeless people. And I was like, "What is going on in this place?"
Yeah.
just like making noise and rocking back and forth. I don't know what's going on, man.
That's
But-
the
Did you even notice them?
Yeah.
No.
We crossed the street.
Yeah.
There's one
We-
dude just like blocking the street dancing.
I've
San
seen homeless
Francisco.
people do crazy shit. I've seen homeless people go off and like chase women and things like that. And so like I have incredible they've been like not like
you step
down
up?
the street, but like chase them out of a Starbucks. Or like the woman was coming out like, you didn't give me anybody, and the woman like started running and like kind of ran after and then stopped and then like sat down again because they don't have a lot of energy.
Yeah.
But I think we have ridiculous situational awareness for at least bums. Maybe not for crime, but for bums. Like if I'm walking at the park and it's dark, I'm not going
Don't go
on the right side
don't
of
go
my
in the
car.
park.
I'm going on the street side.
Yeah.
Because I mean, literally, I parked yesterday. It was 9:30 in the morning, and I looked over and like deep into the bushes, someone was just sitting there looking at me. Like raincoat. It was a homeless person. And they
If
weren't,
you're
like,
not familiar
trying
with
to
San
hurt me.
Francisco, Golden Gate Park is a thing over here in the Sunset that stretches dozens of blocks. I forget how many. It's
Quite a few.
It's 40s down up until I think it starts at just after. Oh no, it goes all the way through 9th. So like 50 blocks, we'll say, of beautiful trees, redwood forest, tea gardens. It's massive. It spans off, but it's a wooded area. So literally that's where homeless people converge, and they have tents and they have things and they have all these like they just go there for easy shelter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like the one green area in San Francisco that's really a green area in San Francisco. So there's just people all over it all the time. And it's this weird mix whenever you go into it of a juxtaposition of a family having a picnic, someone jogging, and then a bunch of homeless people over there. Like when we did the unboxing of that Darksiders site.
Yeah.
And that guy, like, there was a guy over by, that's in the video. There's a homeless guy on the tree who didn't care about anything we were doing. Wasn't a big deal for him. And then while we were waiting for someone to come get the Darksider side, some other homeless guy came over, talked to him, and then turned around on his way out. And he stops, and his face is just gushing blood. And he comes over to us. And he just goes, "Hey guys, you ever heard about the real devil?" And da da da. And we're like, "Oh man, it's fucked up." And like we're just like, "Yeah, man, the real devil sucks.
don't
Sucks
like
dick."
that guy.
Like, all right, see you later. And he just walks off. He's got no shirt. And his face is covered in blood. You're just like,
Walked into the bushes.
you're like, this is Sam. This
Disappears.
is Golden Gate Park.
So where? So you think you would stay here?
I mean, yeah, initial, that's my whole thing is lock down. Lock down where you want to be safe. Turn on, and this is like getting back to the beginning, which I know I've talked about before on a million podcasts of like, turn on all the faucets, fill all your sinks, clog up all the drains so you have water stationed. But yeah, here we're great because like every other San Francisco house, similar to what you're saying, right? Like our block is entirely houses, right? We all share, if there were no walls in the backyard, you'd have a rectangle of houses that back up to a common living space.
Right.
But they aren't. They all have fences, so they're all broken off and cordoned off. So the only real attack front is from the front, where every house in the Sunset has a giant metal gate across the front door.
That's good.
So it's
You
like
have
you're
that.
blocked there, the garage, but you could wall off the garage, turn a car weird in there, whatever, you know what I mean? To make sure
Yeah,
there's
the
no-
garage you wouldn't have to worry about.
But that's the whole thing is like nobody's going to come.
Through the mailbox, like little,
You're not going to get zombies that are coming up and banging on the garage
yeah,
trying
but
to take it
so
down.
the problem is, again, this is what I thought the Walking Dead's so good at establishing is that beyond a certain point, the zombies don't matter.
Sure.
It's the
Oh,
other
yeah.
people.
Yeah, I
it's
know.
the
They're the
people that
biggest threat.
want to take what you have,
Right.
and that's why I think there's safety numbers. We have to band together.
Sure.
We have to find at least 20 people with weapons that we can just fortify someplace, and then we just have to really for like the next year. And this is what you're saying. Before you start rebuilding, you just got to kill everything.
Yeah, exactly. That's
everything.
the thing.
Anything you see, you fucking kill, and you take whatever they have.
Not
and you
people,
bring it back.
you're-
I'm talking
Oh,
people.
you're talking people too?
I'm
Oh,
talking
shit.
everything.
Oh,
Like
shit.
because you
Oh,
can't
God,
trust
you went
anyone.
dark.
Well, you see like
Here, I mean,
it's
the-
like Mad Max. You see a girl in a
darkest
cage, you're like,
timeline.
that's a trap.
But here's the thing, sure.
a trap.
But here's the thing about it too that and obviously we're not in any situation, thank God, so you don't really know. But I do feel like and this is a very fucking bad analogy or thing to draw from, but stick with me, all right? Like 9/11 happens, and I'm saying this because this is the biggest thing in my lifetime on American soil where something horrible fucking happens, and people banded together. It wasn't looting and rioting and this like New York's all fucked up, right? And it was let's help each other out, let's go and rush the problem. Like granted the people who rush the problem on this in the zombie part die or whatever,
Yeah.
but I still think there would be more of an us versus them mentality. Is there going to be a governor or a Negan or whatever that rises up? Of course there's going to be those motherfuckers.
It's
but-
Colin.
it's gonna be Colin. I think we would have a shot at stopping them, and then I think it might. And then when you get to the point where and I'm talking, years later, when we've beaten it to the point of like, all right, we got a handle on this problem.
Right.
I think that's when you can start instituting law and order again in some way.
Yeah, well, and I also think that it has to do with the generational thing too, right? Like, because Carl, like in The Walking Dead, Carl's generation is going to be the most screwed up, right? They're
Yeah.
the ones
Oh,
that
yeah,
don't remember it really ever being normal.
Right,
but
right,
then
right.
the kids that 10 years later were born, like what's the baby? What's his like little baby?
Judith.
Like when Judith grows up, that's the first generation that'll start the rebuilding process, and then she'll be talking about like, grandpa's a little, or like dad's a little fucking crazy.
It'll be like
but
some Vietnam vets.
they will
right now.
Yeah.
Where they-
Like imagine the
The war
post
kinda
the
screwed 'em up.
PTSD that you have.
Yeah.
From living in a world where
You
don't have any
sleep.
water,
Yeah.
you don't have any food, you're getting 1 hour of sleep a night, and anything that you see that's not the 4 people that you've been living with for the last 6 months, you have to kill
yeah.
or run away from or hide from. You can't trust them. You don't know what they're after. And chances are, if you do, they're going to kill you and they're going to eat your fucking body. Because at this point, like, there's cannibals out there now, So, I mean, it's crazy. It's almost too much. But yeah, I think we rebuild eventually. And it's just a part of life. Just like any other, it's like a disease that you just have to make sure people manage.
Yeah.
See, in Vegas, like you guys say, oh, let's hunker down here. Let's fill up all the tap water and hunker down here until it's safe. In Vegas, if during the summer, if the air goes out, like we'll all die.
Yeah, you'll die.
It's the some of the hottest days. I mean, like let's not even talk about some other places on planet Earth that will get even hotter. But like sometimes 110, 120 degrees with no air conditioning. Like it's a battle to get to shade as quickly as possible when you're in that dry desert heat. I mean, you can empathize.
And where are
living
you going to get your water from?
Yeah. Where are we
Right.
going to get the water from? That's the biggest concern.
You'd
So
have to immediately go out to. There's a lake near you, right? No.
I mean-
what's the closest lake to?
what's left of a lake? Like Lake Mead is drying up like crazy.
Is it?
Yeah. I mean, you could probably try to get out there and drink that water or like just try to get the hell out of that city. But the
have
closest
to
thing
get
is
out
like
of the city, yeah.
California is trying to get somewhere.
We got no
somewhere
water.
in
Stay out of here.
California.
We got no water either.
But I think that it could end up being something like I feel like in the beginning, if it was as bad as The Walking Dead, where like infrastructure is completely crumbled, then I think like when that infrastructure does rise again, like we'll see like Last of Us type situations where they're quarantine zones where everybody's safe, like they're being super. It becomes like a totalitarian
Sure.
system. as opposed to like the kind of freedom that we have now is going to be completely gone. People are going to be monitored. You got to make sure that nobody's doing anything bad, and if you do something bad, they'll kill you.
Yeah.
Like there's no room in the new world for
That's Colin's
tomfoolery.
Yeah. Colin's that draconian
Colin's doing
style
that.
law.
Right. He's become all the things he hated.
He's going. I bet
He ran on the libertarian ticket, but now he's just straight up 1984 and people.
Oh yeah. He's big brother and the shit out of everyone.
Okay. Nick,
Yes.
take us home.
All right. My topic is gonna be fun. It's a little game I want to play with you guys. Now, recently, I don't know why I do this sometimes, where I'll be watching a movie and I'll go on IMDb and just start reading facts about it. And one of the things that I love to read, especially the old movies, is the tagline for a movie.
Yes.
Right. And specifically, if you're not familiar with this term, which I'm sure you are, but I'll define it for you anyway. It's the line of text underneath the title on the poster, right? And I want to just read some to you guys and see if you can guess the movie that they're from.
Oh, okay.
Does that
I
work
like
for you
this
guys?
a lot.
All right.
Yeah.
This time, it's for real.
You got to angle it away from me. Because I won't try to cheat, but I will cheat.
Okay. Hold on a sec.
I mean, you know how it is. Your eyes will catch it. I'll see it's Lethal Weapon for him. Be like, fuck, it's Lethal Weapon for him.
Well, all of them. It's Nick. They're all gonna be one of the lethal weapons.
Turn it.
Hold on.
Turn it.
I just remembered another one that
Angle
I
it.
wanna-
More
all
angle.
right.
That's the angle I
All
need.
right,
remember
Okay.
lethal
Okay. hold
weapon.
on.
Just remember Lethal Weapon.
Just guess Lethal Weapon
this
every
is just
time.
you're not
One
telling
time you're going to be right.
All right. Are you guys ready? Well, where is that one from? Hold on. I just remembered one that I want. Okay, that's not the one I want. All right. So starting off, I'll start you guys off with some easy ones.
Thank you. And how are we doing this? One by one?
Just
Shout 'em out?
Shout them out. I'm sure it'll.
I feel like Danny's gonna be really good at this. Tim will be really good at 90s
let's just
movies.
let's see. Let's not shout it out. Let's see if we know it.
Okay.
Let's discuss.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So I'll start you off with this one. Don't go in the water.
Okay, I know this one.
Jaws, right?
Yeah.
We're saying Jaws.
All right, Jaws. Good. All
Yeah.
right, that was
Final
easy
answer.
one. All right, the next one. Just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water.
Jaws 2.
That is Jaws too.
Okay.
That's good.
Okay.
See, these are good so far. These guys are good at writing. This is a more recent film, so see if you can get this one. Whoever wins, we
all-
lose.
Yeah, shit. Alien vs Predator. Wasn't
Yes,
it? Alien
the
versus
final
Predator.
answer.
All right,
versus-
good.
Alien.
good,
It was
good,
called
good.
Alien vs Predator. Or the final answer.
AVP.
Yes.
The final answer
Yeah.
is. All right, keep going. And all right,
looking to put the dog down.
How many do you have?
I have like 10.
Okay.
We can stop. We don't have to do a bunch.
Let's-
You guys
No,
are
I
going
just think
really.
you're burning through them
Yeah, maybe I have.
because
Like,
we're awesome.
I have quite a few of them actually.
All right, fine. Fucking go.
I'll just keep going. An offer you can't refuse.
An offer you can't refuse.
Godfather?
Oh yeah.
That's the Godfather.
That is the
Yeah.
Godfather. Okay. Going back a little bit farther. Be afraid. Be very afraid.
I know this one too, but this one's
Oh, I know this one.
Damn.
Dirty Dancing.
I don't know what this is actually from.
It's a I.
It's a classic one.
I
You've
want
heard
to
it
say,
before.
is it Alien or Aliens? No.
Is it Psycho?
No, that's Space. No one can hear you scream. Be afraid. Shit.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
No. This is a hard one. I'll give it to you. I'll tell you guys this one.
Kevin, do you know? You're getting all
No,
okay.
that was my guess.
Yeah.
Jeff Goldblum classic.
Ah,
The Fly.
Oh, The Fly. That was a
Yeah.
great movie.
Great
God,
movie.
The Fly's good.
Next one. An adventure. 65 million years in the making.
Jurassic Park.
Oh Jesus, Greg,
That's
you're
an
really
easy
good
one.
at
That's
this.
an easy one. Everybody else have that? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stepped on
All
him.
right. Greg, you said one that was this part that started this whole thing, but I'll say it anyways for anyone that you can't guess this.
Okay.
In space, no one can hear you scream.
Alien.
All right. Next one. Greg, who are you gonna call?
They put my name on it? Ghostbuster. Greg, who are you going to call? What?
This is a little harder one. You might not know the movie for this one, but think hard on this. Reality is a thing of the past.
Being John Malkovich.
No, but
I'm
that's
Okay. You got one?
it's a good guess.
No.
I'm going to say Lawnmower Man.
No, but it's close. Very close. Because it deals with men and machines.
Scanners?
No.
Terminator.
No.
Damn.
Men going into machines, I should say. Their consciousness going into machines.
2001.
No.
I didn't see 2001. I don't know.
Consciousness
I know there's a
going-
Hal.
This is
RoboCop.
one. This is one that you wouldn't really probably recognize. I'll give it to you guys. It's The Matrix. The tagline for
Oh
The
shit!
Matrix.
What was it again?
Reality is a thing of the past.
Fuck. Okay.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
That makes sense.
So many
Yeah.
people with the Matrix movie poster on their wall were like just screaming.
Yeah.
They're like, a romantic comedy with zombies.
Oh, Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, good. Jesus, you
That was
guys
a
are
good
really good. You guys are way better at these than I thought you would be. Houston, we have a problem.
Are you fucking for real?
Politician.
All right, this one's a little tough. You'll laugh. You'll cry. You'll hurl.
Oh, Wayne's World.
Damn it, you're really good.
Yeah.
This is a lot. I should have picked really hard ones. One man struggle to take it easy.
Oh, Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Fuck.
That's really good.
You're
Good
really
job.
good.
I did not have that one at all.
You'll
See, this is fun though because the taglines explain the thing.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, these are really obviously these are iconic movies
Yeah.
and they're really good taglines, so you can get kind of where they're from. But you'll believe a man can fly.
Superman.
That's really good.
That's a really good one.
I did not know that until I saw that, and then I
No,
saw
really?
the poster. I was like, "That is."
Oh, that was like their selling thing
fucking
because they were
awesome
so
poster.
blown away with their visual effects for the flying.
Now this one's obviously very easy, but I'm gonna give it to you anyway. A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
Star Trek.
That
Scanners.
is Star Trek. That is
Yeah.
the original Star Trek motion picture.
Star Trek. Yeah.
I'm not gonna bother with this one because you'll get it. Ooh, this one's fun. 8 legs, 2 fangs, and an attitude.
8-legged freaks.
Close, very close, and that's what I thought it was first.
8 legs.
Same genre, more classic. Like
Was
The-
there another comedy spider horror movie?
yeah, there was.
There was.
I know what this is. I just don't know what the
Arachnids?
name is.
Close.
Arachnophobia?
Arachnids
There it
Two?
is. Yeah, arachnophobia.
Arachnophobia.
Wow.
John
I
Goodman's
loved 8-legged
best
freaks.
film.
8-legged freaks was actually a really good
It
movie.
was
No,
awesome.
David Arquette was in it. I can't
was
believe that. I'm sorry.
good. All
I
right.
can't believe that. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna keep going. Are you guys having fun
Scream
doing
was
this?
Yeah,
his
this
best
is really
movie. This is
fun.
fun, yeah.
Does for rock and roll what The Sound of Music did for Hills?
Rock of Ages?
Close? No, actually not close at all.
Airheads?
No. This is a mockumentary.
Oh, Spinal Tap?
Yeah, this is Spinal Tap. Tim, this is for you only.
Okay.
No one else can
Fast
guess on
and
this next
Furious.
one. One dream. 4 Jamaicans.
Oh,
20 below zero.
Cool Runnings. That's such a fucking good tagline.
That's really good. I know. This one's good too. This is what I didn't realize this one, but an epic of epicness.
Epicness. Kung Fu Panda.
No,
What?
no. This is one that you like a lot. I don't like. It's based on a graphic novel. Michael Cera's in it.
Oh,
Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
I love Scott Pilgrim.
That was the dead giveaway right there.
That was Michael Cera's
Michael
only done like
Cera.
4 movies. There's only a couple more, so we'll go through them. The longer you wait, the harder it gets.
Jack off.
No, but it has to do with sex, obviously.
American Pie?
Oh, fuck.
About a guy waiting.
40-Year-Old Virgin.
There you go.
Oh, that wasn't what I was thinking at
What
all.
were you thinking?
The guy from Pearl Harbor that's not Ben Affleck in that movie where he couldn't have sex
Oh,
for 40 days and
40
40
days,
nights.
40
40
nights.
40
Oh,
days, 40
yeah.
nights.
Oh, Josh Hartnett.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was an interesting movie.
He got her off by blowing a pedal on her.
That's hot.
40 days and 40 nights.
Josh, I know this is a good technique, but let's move it on. You don't get 500 million friends without making a few enemies.
Social network.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a great
This is a
title.
hard one, and I will not give you shit for not getting this one. But
Thank
this is
you.
a classic. I'll give you. Well, hold on. I'll just read it. The first casualty of war is innocence. This is a hard one.
I'm going to guess
Yeah.
that it would either be Apocalypse Now or Full Metal Jacket.
Close.
Shit.
What's the other one?
Platoon?
There you go. Yeah.
What's the other one? I'm with you.
There's
I'm
like
with you.
three iconic war films from that era, and that was one of them. Escape or die frying. This is a hard one.
Is this a Michael T. Rooker film?
No, this is a film that I believe is stop motion.
Chicken Run?
It is Chicken Run.
Oh my God, Chicken Run on the list. I don't know. Let's think of all the movies you just named. And then you got
It's just
Chicken Run.
it was a really funny tagline, so I thought I'd throw it out there. All right, 3 more, and then I'll let you guys off the hook on this one. He's in town with a few days to kill.
Oh shit.
This is a hard one.
I remember this one though. Like the tagline. I don't have a good handle on the movie at all, but I remember the tagline.
No, this is a sequel.
Santa Claus 2.
No, but I almost put Santa Claus on there because it was the snow is gonna hit the fan or some shit like that, and I was like, that is fucking hilarious. It's a classic sci-fi film. Well, not classic. But
What's the
80s sci-fi.
tagline again?
He's in town with a few days to kill.
I like it.
Can I get one more clue?
The first film happened in a jungle.
Predator 2.
There it is.
Thank you.
There it is. Jesus, Greg, crushing it. All right, 2 more. These are classics. Classics. Cocktails first, questions later.
Swingers.
Wow.
Damn.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, well, shout out to nicknames. Go
Well,
watch
you
the
go.
movie
There you
episode.
go.
I learned a thing or two.
There you are, man. All right.
Because my first answer was The Mask, and I was like, all right, it's not
that would
The
have been
Mask.
that would have been good. That would have been a
So-
good. Yeah, it would have been a good guess.
Not enough drinking in the mask.
Where's the whole dance scene?
And the last
Drinks
one.
around.
You guys should get this. This is easy. Someone has taken their love of scary movies one step too far.
Okay, movie.
I'm guessing Scream.
It is Scream.
Okay.
It is good.
Oh.
Hey, good job, guys. You guys are
Yeah.
really good at
I
this.
like that. I wish there was more.
Let us know in the comments
Yeah, make
which
more
ones
of
you got and didn't get,
Yeah.
as well
like
as
this
ones
game.
that should have been.
Games
This is
are
a fun
fun.
game.
Yeah.
Games are fun. And so is the Game Over Greggy Show. If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Game Over Greggy Show. Each and every week, 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather on this table, each bringing a random topic of discussion for your amusement. If you like that, head over to patreon.com/kindafunny, where you can throw us a few bucks and get each and every episode early. If you have no bucks to throw, don't worry. Go to youtube.com/kindafunny, where we put it up for free, topic by topic, day by day, until we post the entire show on MP3 services. And of course, youtube.com/kindafunny. Why was everybody grabbing a Portillo? What was he doing?
Because he's so fucking cute. It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
he's just a little fuck.
You look at him.
He's
Fucking
fun.
around.
He
like
looked
a
at me,
little
and
fuck
one
fuck.
ear was like this, and the other was like this, and he was like, "What?" And I was like, "Oh, god damn it! Just come to me."
Speaking of cute things, this is Danny.
Aw.
Everybody go subscribe to his channel, youtube.com/ismahawk.
Yeah.
I'm sure we've been annotating and linking and putting it on the screen. Kevin's been animating fireworks to go off around it. Go watch the Nightwing series. More than 8 million views. It's awesome. I'm in it.
Woo.
Episode 1.
Yeah.
And for a real good time, go on Google, type in Danny Ismahawk, and then go to image search.
And abs.
You don't even need to put the abs. The abs just come.
They just come. They just pop up.
Is that what
good.
happens when you type that in?
Oh, I mean, it's just a beautiful. It's one of those things when you just click it and there's like all the images. And you're like, fuck, you're gorgeous.
Ah,
Like it's just like
stop it, you.
What's the ongoing series right now people should be looking for?
Minute matchups. That's the one-on-one battle to the death between 2 fictional characters. And Hawk Talk, our podcast. It's kind of like this podcast, except not really.
Oh, that's fun. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, it's been our pleasure to serve you.